ever say anything for any reason. Alright, anyway, small crowd for tonight. We're down to Vasu and we're down to the moat. But this is probably going to be the last session for the rest of our lives. Or at least for most of the holiday season.
No. I'm dead.
So I really wanted to make sure we get it done. I say that we might have like one or two at some point in November and December. I don't know, we'll see. It's just going to get sketchy here for a bit.
I'm pretty sure there's only be like 1 week in November after the trip.
Yeah, like we're definitely out next week for Ireland, and then we're probably off the week after that for Thanksgiving stuff, maybe, depending on...
Yeah, our family Thanksgiving is Wednesday, so...
Yeah.
For the 24th.
And then we'll be off after that for MFF.
Would you... Guys, now we have D&D on Wednesdays.
I know, but I
We can
work
just
on Thanksgiving Day, so...
We can just do D&D and Thanksgiving the same day.
We might be able to do it on my birthday.
Done it before.
I don't... On the 8th. Anyway, we'll sort that all out. Let's play some D&D while we still can. When we left off, you guys had teleported down to Pleiades. And then you approached, kind of just crossing the ocean floor, very, very stealthily with some incredibly impressive rolls. Sneaking your way towards the city of Pleiades, where you are hoping to find something called the Springtrap Archives, that was hidden in sort of a coded clue in one of the shattered Elbrot mines after the Illithids had broken into it, and apparently sucked all the souls out of it. You're hoping that you might find some information in these Springtrap Archives that will help you to deal with the Illithid, defeat them, or at least stop them from getting into the other Elbrot mines. And you believe that they are probably located in the industrial quarter, where you were told several months ago by the Deep Mother that the Springtrap factory was located. You begin to sneak your way over there, and as you kind of scouted the city out and approached, you did notice that there was this massive titanic being, vaguely bipedal, 70 or 80 feet tall, that seemed to just kind of rise up at night, or when the city dimmed its artificial lights. And it seemed to just sort of scout out through the city. It wandered a bit, it occasionally bent over and seemed to investigate things. And it just kind of slowly patrolled the city. And then when the artificial lights kicked back on, it seemed to just kind of melt down into nothing and disappear into the city streets. And this happened for a couple of nights as you were scouting. But you decided to kind of approach cautiously, knowing that it mostly stuck to the western side of town, where you'd been warned that there is a lot of demonic activity coming through the river. When you reached the city, you did see that there were a couple of fiends, and you also noticed that a lot of the city architecture had been sort of converted or corrupted. It's taken on this chalky white appearance, and there are little maze patterns etched into everything. The cobblestones on the street, the walls of the buildings, even the glass has these little patterns etched into it on some of these windows. You decided that rather than try to sneak through the city streets and avoid demons, you would just kind of skirt around it underwater using flexibility to create a bubble of breathable air. And you kind of crept around to the industrial quarter, where you saw a large building that looked sort of like a rundown factory and started to make your way towards it. However, when you did, there was kind of a botched stealth roll. Somebody botched and bumped into a bunch of lights which flickered on and off, drawing a bunch of attention. And when that happened, there was a low groan, and as you all turn and look back behind you, cutting you off from the way that you came, the edge of this bubble, you see that there is towering, maybe about 120 or 200 feet away from you, this massive titanic creature, which is looking down at you and starting to slowly shamble in your direction. What do you do? We're maybe an initiative here, depending on what you guys do.
Who triggered it?
It was Gale.
Gale and Toto.
We just leave Gale, right?
Tails all the time, yeah, just...
How far away is it from us?
It is about 200 feet away. From here, looking up at this thing towering above you, it has this vaguely humanoid shape. It's very lanky. Kind of like those images that Zeke linked of the weird void stalker things, or whatever those are called. But from this distance, you can see that it is actually kind of this writhing conglomerate of weird, fleshy bits. It is almost like it has taken the bodies of several different things. Whales, large fish, some things that look kind of humanoid. And they've all come together to create this towering humanoid of just pale flesh that is now looking down at you.
It's approximately 200 feet away. Shall we go ahead?
Yeah, also, Did we already make a check on knowing what this was?
You did. There were a couple of very good religion checks. And some people remembered after studying the Pale Knight and some of the religious texts about her, that at her strongest, she tried to establish a foothold on the material plane by essentially giving birth to things that she called Titans. They were some of her strongest creations that were actually a conglomerate of smaller minions that she had either made or converted on the material plane that all came together to form these massive avatars of her own presence on the material plane.
Gotcha. And any of that information, were we able to determine whether or not they have like blind sight, or if they rely on dark vision?
You rolled very, very well on this. You would know that they... Oh boy. There was at least one story about an encounter with one of these things, where a group of heroes were able to kind of like outrun and hide from it. Where it doesn't seem to have like supernatural senses. It kind of behaves like a dopey giant, I guess is the best way to put it. They were able to just kind of hide from it when they encountered it.
Cool. I'm going to try finding a nice little nook. And everyone, if we go over there, I could make it dark. We can just hide for a bit while it passes.
This might seem like a silly question. Does it look like it's physically too big to fit into the door of the place that we're going?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Does it look like it would just destroy the building instead?
It looks like it certainly could if it wanted to.
Yeah. We're kind of acting on split-second instinct here, but do we want to hide from it, or do we want to put it down? I'm a little concerned about it, knowing that we're here.
Do you think we can take that down? It's literally 40 times our size.
Yeah, why don't we just hide for now, and I'll watch it, and maybe try to get it at an opportune time when it doesn't expect us.
Does it look venomous?
Boy. Give me a perception check, maybe a nature check? Give me a perception check.
Also, is it clear that it like sees us and is coming towards us?
So these things are all
Sees
kind of
me.
happening. These things are happening in RPG time, but like I kind of want to get like your first 5-second reaction because this thing seems to be locked onto Gale and approaching slowly, but approaching for sure. And in fact, you can see it is starting to kind of reach an arm or a hand out to it, although that hand is made up of several bodies that are all kind of chain linked together. Gale with a 19. It doesn't seem to be like coated in slime or ichor or ooze. You don't see any bright colored markings that would make it look venomous. You would know, just because you guys have had a lot of encounters and a very good religion check, that most fiends are immune to poison, but not a lot of them use poison. Some do, but not many.
Okay. Knowing this, I am going to load a bullet into my gun. I am going to shoot it, and then I'm going to run into the building.
Okay, excellent.
If I can, in this first 5 seconds that we have, I would like to just do this one quick thing, which is I don't know. I guess it's not quite a prayer, but Norder just kind of mutters under his breath the orcish words for "We are Union," and his new Nomad tattoo glows just a touch. And let's see here. How many people can it be? I think it can be all of us because we're a limited party tonight. It can. Terrific. All of our party members' eyes start to have just a faint little purplish glow to them, like we were all part of some sort of illithid hive mind. I'll use that.
Ooh.
Oh, my heart. What is this?
What is
my heart, though.
So for the next 10 minutes, anytime any of us makes any attack roll, saving throw, ability check, you can add a d4 to it, as long as you're within 30 feet of one of your friends.
Are you the love cleric?
I'm the peace cleric. They're the best
Oh
clerics.
my god. Okay.
This
Peace.
is great.
It's such a good skill.
We're definitely jumping into initiative here because like a shot has literally been fired. If anybody else has go ahead and let me go ahead and set up a map and we can go from there.
Well,
So that was I was going to do that whether we're fighting or fleeing. I'm just going to throw that out.
We're a little too far for me to do anything, but I have something for when they're within 60 feet.
Cool.
let me do my shot because you might not need a map.
Yeah.
Okay, fire your shot.
Get turned into a chicken.
Let me double check. I'm pretty sure a 16 hits this thing. It's fucking enormous.
A 20.
What?
Because of that, we are union.
Yep.
Now, I do need it to make a wisdom saving throw.
Alright, excellent. One moment. Yeah, 20 definitely hits this thing. It's huge. It has plenty of area to hit. 19 points of piercing damage. It seems to take all of that. And then you said a wisdom save?
Yeah.
How's a 22 look?
Oh, motherfucking magic resistance. God
It's a demon. You know it's gonna have it.
damn bullshit. Fuck
Fortune.
ass. No, it's fine.
What kind of effect was that gonna be? What was that? What did that look like?
It was gonna get turned into an abyssal chicken.
So I do love it. Give me an Arcana check, or even just like a perception check. That is delightful. A lot of the time when a spell is resisted, you can see that it like starts to take hold, but then the user fights back and kind of pushes the effect out. When you fire this transformation, this abyssal chicken bullet into this thing, it appears to be completely unfazed. You are able to glean that it probably has an immutable form.
Yeah, I was kind of afraid of that, but
Like some kind of.
There is more to
Golem.
be afraid of, too. But we'll get a map up before that happens.
I think we should just try talking to it.
Might work.
Afternoon maps, he's my favorite.
So you guys can throw yourselves on the bottom edge, kind of anywhere in that bottom area there. This thing is still about 200 feet south of you. I know Gale kind of like ducked into a building when this happened.
How big's my bubble? Are we in non-bubble needing area?
In here, you are in an artificially generated bubble. There is no water.
Okay. Cool.
There's no light either, except for the ones that kind of flickered on when Gale hit it. But there's a little bit of just like dim blue that washes over from the west.
I feel like I gave somebody alacrity and I can't remember if I did or didn't. Let me check. Scroll for a while.
One of us. I can't remember either.
So I did it. I see it. I see it linked up here. I
Ace,
normally give it to like whoever's arc it is. So I'm guessing probably Gale has it.
what's up? Ace.
I already said my thing, it just didn't pop up.
Gotcha.
I don't think you gave it to me because you had given it to me the last time.
Yeah, that's true.
Might have been Flick, actually.
Yeah, I was thinking it was Flick.
No, I never
Flicker
give it.
mode.
I'd never ever give it to Flick or Vasu for any reason, or Ace, because they'd have great. That's a waste of
Yeah.
spell.
Yeah.
I-
What is it?
Maybe I put it on myself. As the thing
It
lets you
might
create two
be
initiative
good,
rolls.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't need that.
Yeah, so you and Ace and Vasu all don't need it.
No, I need
It might
it.
have just been on you.
I just did it to myself. I'll just say I did it to myself. I'm not gonna go pull the tapes or anything.
I'm gonna pull the tabs, and if you're wrong, Zeke.
Pull the tapes. Fucking pull them, you won't.
Oh no, shit, hang on.
Oh wait,
That's
we have auto initiative in this one. I'm dumb.
It's all good. We'll keep what you rolled. But only because it's bad.
I was gonna say that looks better.
Hey, a +7 for me. I like that.
And I rolled a 29 and a 20, and then I rolled a 14. So.
I've got to stop tracking my temp HP on auras. I have no clue how much temp HP I had.
Do you know what map it was tracked on last?
On the fight with the Elder Brains.
Boy, okay.
It's fine if you can't find it. If I don't know, it's 0. Well, if I don't know, it's 6 because I get 6 every short rest automatically.
Yeah, that's fair.
It would be 6 because we had short rest between then, so it would have refreshed.
Well, it only refreshes on long rests. Right, you only like lose temp HP on a long
Right.
rest.
Yeah, correct. Alright. Ace, as all of this starts to go down, Gale fires a shot and ducks in. You can see that this thing is now looking very, very... it's weird. It doesn't actually have eyes or a nose or a mouth, but it does have a head, and its face, or where its face should be, is intently gazing towards the building that Gale just went into. And it is kind of titanically stomping in that direction, like it really wants Gale. You're the first to act, though, and it is still about 200 feet off of the south end of this map.
Yeah, I'm just trying to read through the eyes of second sight to see if that means, because Nomad and I are next to each other, if we have normal sight, or if it has to be...
I think I have to be closer.
Yeah,
to
one
it.
of us has to be closer.
Just unfortunate. Thought we compensate for it.
Okay, it just says if we could see them with both of us, then we have advantage.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't say there's a range. Which means I can fuck him up.
Do it, man. I'm staring right at it just for you.
How far away is it?
About 200 feet south of you.
Okay, so I will just have to shoot it more normal like. But because I'm going to do the -5 for 10. You know how I do.
Yep. Yeah, this thing is massive. Hitting it won't be a problem. It's hard to tell how thick its armor is if it has any, but...
Is it considered to be an aberration at all?
It is not. It is a fiend. Fiend giant.
Aberration?
You know what I meant, yeah.
I would consider it an abjuration.
20.
It is protecting this
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So your shot flies through the air straight up to where this thing's face would be, slams in, and you can kind of hear the raining pitter-patter of bits of blood that spilled down from it, although it takes several seconds for them to finally hit the cobblestone. Let's see, this is a grand total
50
of
damage?
50 damage.
Damn.
About 3 or 4 seconds after your shot lands, you see this slow lumbering form kind of turn towards you, and kind of like, seems like you've drawn some attention. But then you also notice that where the arrow sank in, there is this sloughing now that's starting to happen. And you watch as 2 gloops, 2 fleshy bodies, just drip down where its face would be, and then fall free and land with a splat on the ground in front of you. And after a couple seconds, you see creaking and twisting as limbs emerge, and 2 creatures rise from these pools of flesh that have fallen off of this thing.
God.
They spread
But I
wings,
hate it.
they show teeth, and you can see that each of them has 4 yellow eyes that open all at once and lock eyes with yours.
Question. I'm like, because we were being stealthy, I'm inside my little shadow bubble. Do they actually see me?
It does seem that they have very good sight. Devil sight, you might say, but...
No.
You know, like devils.
You know,
But do they have devil sight for 200 feet?
They seem to.
Damn it. Okay. Did they look like they took any fall damage when they fell from its face? Or is it just
Yeah,
cinematic?
No, absolutely. Roll me... I forgot there's a thing for this. Roll me 3d100 twice.
Thanks,
See how-
Space.
How high you attacked?
It does seem that they come down kind of like, you know, a little bit limping. Like, clearly that was not a pleasant process for these things. One of them has an arm that's kind of twisted in an awkward way. One of them is kind of dragging his leg awkwardly.
Which one looks like it's worse for wear? Or do they look like they're both...
They both look suspiciously similar, actually. It's kind of uncanny how similar they look.
Alright, I'm going to do a shot at both of them. Both for -5 for +10.
Alright, excellent.
Oh, why does it have to be called a scab?
23 does sink in for 20 points on the first one. The second one is also a solid hit for 18 points on the other. And these things, where they drop from this titan that is kind of slow and titanic, and sloth-like. These things spring into action. They immediately leap up, spread wings, and begin flying in your direction. They are very fast.
All right, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We go back here, and I'm going to use my bonus action to hide.
All right, sounds good.
Do you want to go and roll my stealth check?
Yes, please give me a stealth check.
Okay, and I still have whatever it's called, Pass Without Trace up.
Perfect.
Do I still have advantage because of darkness, or not because of them? It's
Yeah, not because of them. They seem to be unaffected by your darkness. And even-
well, my expertise, so it's gonna be 20 or 36.
Good lord. All right, excellent. Good to know. Let's see. She really wants to do that, but has no reason to yet. The closest person is Flick. So here we go. Flick, as this thing starts to run in your direction, it kind of reaches out, palm towards all of you. And there is a moment where it does a snap with this big finger made up of several bodies. And when it does, there is a ripping, tearing sound as a rift is torn right around you. And you can see that there is stone that is rapidly forming like a sphere around you, like it's trying to trap you in a sphere. Give me a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
If you want, because you succeeded, you can use your reaction to move up to your speed to leave the area where the sphere is forming.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Excellent. Let me drop it where it's going to be. There you go. You can move anywhere out of that area. Alright. As you kind of like dodge off to the side, tuck and roll, you can see that rapidly as the rift kind of swirls around this, it leaves behind this kind of chalky, almost cement-like dome that is etched with maze-like pattern. And in a matter of seconds, it just locks itself shut, and you can be sure that if you had stayed inside it, you would be locked inside it. And then you can see this kind of horrid, pale red light begin to glow around it. Like there's clearly something magical happening with this dome. But
Don't
that's
like that.
it. So that'll bring us to Gale.
Teacher, I think the scabs are supposed to go next.
You're right. Thank you. I'm glad they get to act. That's good. I think they still have to dash even as fast as they are. They can come up within 60 feet. So yeah, both of them leap up into the air and dash up into the middle of you guys. One of them kind of lands with a crash right between Nomad and Nordo. The other one flies past and lands with a crash right next to Flick. But they had to dash to get there, so that is all that they can do. Gale.
Well, they're here now, so guess I'll shoot them first. Actually, nah, everybody else has this. I'm gonna continue shooting the big guy.
Yeah, range folk, big guy.
Those are both good hits. 19 and 17 both slam in. 18 points of damage. And you watch as another one of these things sloughs to the ground, spreads its wings, and begins to fly towards all of you.
Wait,
Alright,
only
I'm
8 damage?
No, sorry, 28 damage.
Okay.
Good call.
I'm gonna hide in this building, and then Toto is gonna go and help Nomad.
Thank you.
I'm sorry I missed it. Did the 17 miss?
No, 17 hit.
Okay, great.
This thing is lumbering, huge, and hard to miss. With that said, even all of this damage that you guys have done is, like, barely seeming to have a scratch on it so far. Math is hard. Just a second. There we go. Okay, cool. That will bring us to Nordo. Nordo. As these things kind of flew over and slammed down between you and Toto and Nomad. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed Toto's attack. 21 for 11 is good. That does hit, and he is able to rip a chunk of their flesh off. Then, Nordo, as this thing slams down, it lets out this low, almost imperceptible drone. But you can feel it kind of at the back of your mind, and I need a wisdom saving throw.
Is Moat nearby?
He's off catching butterflies somewhere.
Okay.
I guess I don't know if that D4 was necessary. If not, I'll save it for.
It was not. You were able to kind of steal your resolve, fight off this like weird subconscious fear that seems to be emanating from this thing, and you can act as you'd like.
Outstanding. I will. Well, I think I'm just gonna start with some attacks with my axe. Recklessly.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, recklessly, of course. What am I talking about?
A 30 slams in for 17 on this thing.
Strength save.
It will, but let me double check. I think I might have a reaction to this first. It does. When you slam in, probably simultaneously with the Toto, this thing lets out a horrible howl. Everybody who can hear this, which I believe is everyone, I need a wisdom saving throw, except for Nordo, who is saved and is immune against this already. It is a save against fear.
We all, as long as we are within 30 feet of Nordo, we're
Oh,
immune
yeah.
to fear.
Immune to fear because of my thing.
Oh, okay.
As long as you're within 30 feet of me, yeah.
Ace is still susceptible, and I think Gale is still susceptible. Yep. But you guys are fine. And now that you've saved against it, you are able to fight it off and are immune to that fear effect.
Oh, was I within range of that too?
No, you are out of his range, so you do need.
None. Okay.
And then would a 21 have hit?
21 would have hit. Ace, you are afraid of this thing.
Don't forget your D4.
Yeah, it's 16.
Even with the 16, you are afraid of this thing.
So if the 21 would have hit, then he's prone. And then resists this restraint. Okay, cool.
Nordo, I'm scared. Help.
One moment, please. Second attack. Boy, it's been so long since we've played. I'm like, how do I do this?
Right.
That 21 is good for another 11 points of slashing damage on it.
Cool.
15 would have missed them.
Alright, cool. That is my action. For my bonus action. Pickle. Alright, I'm gonna do a flurry of blows for my bonus action. Oh, did he fail that second strength save?
He did with the second.
Oh,
swing, finds
praise
the
be.
cobblestone and right in front.
Fantastic. So he's restrained, so I will definitely do a flurry of blows. If I will do my bite first, and if it hits, it crits.
Good hit.
For a total of 20 points of damage, and I will go ahead and use my reaction for my thing. Where'd it go? Here it is. The glowy sort of crystals grow out of a shell. And the second attack of the flurry.
Uh, 20 is good for another 12.
Okay, cool. That is my action. That is my bonus action. I will... I don't really want to come anywhere near this weird dome. That seems like bad business. Can I squeeze into like this space and this space without touching the dome?
Yeah, absolutely. You kind of
Okay,
go out
cool.
of your way to make sure not to touch the dome.
Yeah, I'm super concerned about that. But I'll just come right there into that space and... Actually, you know what? I'm gonna wheel all the way up around to like right here, get between the two of them.
So thank you. Now I'm no longer frightened. Thank you.
Yes, your fear now ends. Cool. Yeah, I forgot I could do that. Thanks for the reminder.
I forgot there was a
And-
thing you had.
Yeah, I have a 30-foot aura of fear immunity from Ace's item he made me.
Yeah,
Somebody made
a
me.
little banner
Yeah, a little banner
Oh,
that
yeah,
Nordo has
banner.
like a.
or morale banner.
Yep, it's like a little flag that Nordo has sort of strapped to the back of his shell. Okay, so that's movement, that's action, that's bonus action. I will not do anything else. That's my turn.
Alright, sick. At the end of your turn, we're going to do another legendary action. You see this thing, still with the hand outstretched, now begins to let out this kind of shaking, horrible groaning noise. And another rift begins to tear itself open. This time around both Nomad and Nordo. It looks like another one of these spheres is starting to try to envelop the two of you. If you would like to try to escape, you can give me a dexterity saving throw.
I would very much like to try to escape. Danger seance.
22.
Both of you are able to, with cat-like reflexes, use your reaction to move up to your speed to get out of this thing.
I hear you both rolled crit fails on the second dice.
Right.
Scary. I guess. Which way is toward the archive or whatever we're
North. If you want to run from this thing, north is the way to go.
Yeah. Should we be moving toward the thing, I guess? Our goal, I guess. There might be blast doors we could shut behind us.
Yeah, this
So it's
seems-
probably just gonna punch the whole thing down. It's huge.
I don't like our odds of fighting this thing if every time we hit it, it makes more of these things.
Well, eventually, it's gonna run out of goop. Bodies.
Yeah, I don't like the sound of eventually, though. There's a whole lot of goop up in that thing.
That's true.
There's a lot of goop.
Especially while Moat and Vasu and, I guess just Moat and Vasu are shitting instead of fighting.
They're just helping you across the street right now.
What street?
They're a few blocks back. She's being real slow. She's window shopping.
Alright, that'll bring us to Flick's turn.
Okay, smack the. Is that BB scab? I can't read it.
Burly.
It's a big scab.
Well, I think it's dead.
Ooh! Holy shit. Give me
Just
another
dead.
D8
Quite
for
a
the
bit of
compass.
damage.
Holy Christ. Okay.
Get him. Get him.
Damn near one-shot this thing. As this thing kind of lands, it lets out this horrible, intimidating roar. All of you fight off of this fear, some with the help of Nordo, and some just because you don't give two shit. And Flick, you run up to this thing and just jam the knife in straight into its collar, and then tear it down. Ice begins to immediately kind of crystallize over this thing. Oh, wait, I'm sorry, I hate to do this to you. I do think it resists cold.
It's cold or lightning, so.
Okay, yeah, if you get to choose.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then the lightning damage is fully effective on it.
Cool.
It is still
Okay.
standing, but just barely.
Alright. I think I only get one attack. Yeah, it's a cantrip, so yeah, I do. All dust. He can't hit me, so. Is this the building we're trying to go to, or?
It is still like a good mile and a half to the north or so. Like
Okay,
a good
I'll just-
few city blocks still.
I'll move to here.
As this sinks in, and out loud, verbally, its intimidating roar is cut short and kind of gets stifled to a rattling groan. You do hear this buzzing noise inside of your head, this telepathic, like a million bugs that are all speaking to you at
Does
once.
he though?
Oh shit, it's always Flick. It's always Flick. God damn it. Yeah, you don't hear shit, I think. Or does it get a save? How's that work? I was
Must make a DC 18 spellcasting check.
he will try.
Or int check if using telepathy, psionics, or other magic. Oh,
It's pretty good.
Pretty good. 21, what'd you say? It was DC 18?
yeah, so it makes it.
You are strong. You will be a good addition. Join us. Thousands and thousands of voices all at once seem to speak out to you. But that'll bring it to Nomad's turn.
I'm going to activate for this purpose, I guess. Unfortunately, it's an action. The Mantle of the North Sea's Wrath. Giving myself the wind option. So he has a 60-foot flight speed now.
Excellent.
Oh wait, are we deep underwater?
Hell yeah, you are.
That thing might be dead. Give me a second. I forget what all I get to roll extra.
Yeah, you definitely get some stuff. I forget what it is.
Heck yeah. Actually, since these things are quite close, I'm gonna save the item for now. I'm just gonna try and attack this fellow.
Oh, never mind. I don't get any extra damage. I could have just teleported.
You don't get extra damage. Oh, if that thing's still alive, then I'm going to attack the one that's right next to Nordo.
Alright.
I'm choosing, because we've seen it effective, lightning.
If it's resistant to the piercing, I get all lightning damage. So
25 does land, and 23 points of lightning damage is enough to finish frying this thing. It kind of just drops down, slumps down into the canal here, and begins to drift lifelessly.
Also, for the record, Nomad, you have advantage because I can also see your enemy.
Oh, that's cool.
This part of the second sight, if we can both see the creature, we have advantage on attacks against it.
That's pretty darn cool. I'll keep that in mind. Then I move like 30 feet.
Alright, excellent. At the end of your turn... Are you in range? No, you're just out of range. Shit. This thing is probably smart enough to have done that, but I am not. So that's fine. Oh god, you're out of range too. I lied. It cannot do its last thing, so that brings it to the Titan's turn.
Let's keep walking.
The Titan lumbers ever closer. It seems to be about 140 to 160 feet away, somewhere in that ballpark. And what can it do from here? It's moving with intent, but you are easily outrunning it. It does not seem to be very fast. But...
Gonna keep shooting scabs at us.
the first thing that you notice is that both of these spheres that have kind of formed here... give me a perception check, Nordo. And I guess Toto could do one, he's right there too. And Ace has very good perception, you can give me one too.
Uh, 25.
Excellent. All three of you can hear... Woo! All three
wait.
of you can hear kind of a magical something or another coming from these spheres and a flare of energy. And Norda, what you can definitely hear is the sound, something you're very familiar with, of stone kind of erupting from a surface, almost like spikes or spires inside of this thing, bursting kind of inward.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, like a void?
More like, if I'm understanding it right, like it's like a spike trap in there, like it just jutted a bunch of spikes into.
Yeah, that's
Inside?
kind of what it sounded like. And now that it's closer... Oh, excellent. And you've already used your reaction. Let's fucking go. There is...
Anti-attack recklessly.
Sure did. There is another snap of the fingers, and another rift begins to form around you. And without a reaction, it just closes around you. And you watch as Nordo, having cleanly and effortlessly kind of dodged the first one, danced his way up, taken a big couple of swings on the Sallow one, kind of gets caught up here, and is enveloped inside of one of these kind of clay chalky tombs. But that's all it can do on its turn. Brings us to the top of the new round. Flick is the first to act.
Does that
Wait, I might be.
random...
In fact, I will be because I have a D8.
Also, does your weird thing affect initiative or no?
No. Well, I mean, we're not actually making this ability check every time we roll initiative in the system, I assume. Like if you've had it.
Yeah, it totally is. Like if you want to add a D4 to it, you can add a D4 to it.
Oh my gosh, you'll get
okay.
D4s? Okay.
Seems OP.
Is there a way to automate that, or do we have to like
There
manually
is.
do it?
On initiative settings, you can just add a D4 as your bonus if you just type 1D4.
It doesn't work.
Oh, is it busted?
Yeah, but trying with my
That's
D8
right,
for
that's right,
many
that's
sessions.
Yeah, so I'll have to do it manually. Or you guys can edit your own and then I'll resort.
I'll edit
4.
my own.
Probably easier if everybody edits their own and then I'll resort once we've all changed it. Oh my god, guys, calm the fuck down.
I mean, Gail and I are still single digits. It doesn't really change anything much.
Damn it, Flick.
Alright.
Also, you're moved on the map, Flick, by the way.
What?
There we go. Flick is now, once again, first act.
Okay, let's see. I'm gonna try and get Nord out of there. I don't know how it works. Why is it
Perhaps
so
we can
cold?
destroy it.
One second, I'm renaming it because I think it's still named Rain Blast. Okay, here we go.
Alright, what are these targeting?
The thing around Nordo. I want to get him. See if I can get him out of there.
Alright, excellent. Let me double check. I think those would all hit.
The 14 might be, well, yeah, 14 might be bad, but
No, they all slam in, and with each one you can see chunks of this chalky bone-like material begin to clatter aside. And I think that might be just enough, actually. Yeah, with the fourth hit, there is a chunk that kind of rips away big enough for Nordo to just kind of burst himself free. There are parts of the shell that are still standing, but there's now a hole big enough that Nordo can escape it if he wants.
are turtles hatched out of eggs?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nordo, canonically, his mom died
Rebirth.
before he hatched, so he
I
never
mean, it's
met her.
rebirth, only I think turtle eggs are probably squishy.
I don't know what turtle eggs are like, but I guess
Oh,
it'd be just like a
turtle
turtle
eggs
egg.
They should be hard if they're on land.
Oh yeah.
I think it was snake eggs that was kind of
Like
softish.
leathery.
Yeah, leathery.
It looks like they chip whenever they hatch out of them, so I think it's regular.
I think it's pretty fitting. I mean, just like, what, a few, like, yesterday, Nordo converted, and how he's reborn.
It's true. Being born again as we speak.
Alright. Anything else? Oh, wait, I guess that was... Yeah, that was Flick's turn.
Yeah, that's everything. I'm not gonna move further away, just in case I need to bust someone out again.
Alright, sounds good. That'll bring us to Ace.
Alright. I'm gonna shoot the big guy. I'm assuming with a 36. I mean, it's better. Hit him for him. We can. Nomad and I can split. I'm gonna do the -5 for +10.
Alright.
Ooh, that might not actually hit.
17 still absolutely hits for 35 points of damage.
Same for the next one.
Another solid
A
hit.
critical hit.
That is a critical hit. Go and roll me some extra damage.
Don't know why I didn't actually roll for me. It's really weird. So it's gonna be 31.
Good lord. Okay, math. It's hard. As you fire 2 shots, you watch as they sink in just fine, kind of square in the middle of the forehead of this thing. And 3 more lumps of flesh fall to the ground, spread wings, and begin to fly in your direction.
I'm assuming it looks like we're not really doing much damage to him.
Yeah, looking up at this thing, it seems not quite unfazed. You're using magical weapons and they're hitting, but you've done very little damage to it overall compared to like how strong and sturdy it looks.
Gotcha. If only we had a flying device. I'm going to.
I could fly 20 feet around.
Yeah, for the record, 20 feet around would almost outrun this thing, but not quite.
Yeah. I'm going to like. I'm assuming this is like boxes or crates or maybe even like a stand or something.
Yeah, you can see that it's just kind of some debris that was left out in front of what appears to have been like a tavern.
I'm going to probably just go ahead and just like dive into here and hide again. Actually, I'll probably hide and then move up somewhere else so I'm not like in that spot.
Alright, sounds good.
For another 36.
Excellent.
And then I'll move up over here and hide back over there.
Sounds good. Let's see. At the end of your turn, this thing is now close enough to try to trap Toto. If Toto wants to try to use its reaction to get out of a rift, I need a dexterity saving throw from Toto. That is, I think, good. Let me double check. I think it's 18.
He's got a D4 if not.
Pretty sure it's good.
Yes, that is good. So Toto can use the reaction to move out of this if he wants.
Does he just go to the nearest empty space? Or
He can move up to his speed, kind of in any direction that he wants. Alright, right behind them there is a stone-on-stone noise as this tomb locks itself shut, narrowly missing him. And that'll bring us to Nordo's turn.
Okay. Well. Alright, so there's an opening in this thing big enough for me to come out of now, right?
Correct, yes.
Out of curiosity, what's the inside of it look like?
From the inside, it looks kind of similar to the outside. It is pitch dark until the hole is made. But you could see that there were red-lit maze patterns that were beginning to go brighter and brighter, and coalescing at several points. Like there was magic being focused at about 10 or 12 different points inside of this thing.
Bad news, bad news. Alright, cool. Nordo will just Kool-Aid Man crash his way out of the weakness of this thing that's been made all by those eldritch breaths.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Alright.
Boonga boonga, yeah.
Boy,
Why
first,
is the O?
first glance, it looks like we're running, right?
We should make our way to the building.
Alright. And I'll, well, hell. Can't leave Gale and Toto behind. Alright, I'm gonna come out of here and I'm going to... Gale's hiding, I don't even see him, never mind. Toto's not hiding though. I'm gonna go run like this. 5, 10, 15, 20. If I can, like, climb up over this dome,
Yeah,
is it
absolutely.
like... Okay, cool. Just kind of vault my way over to the other side, smash down on the ground next to this thing. Let's see how much movement that was. Oh, cool, exactly my movement. See if I can't finish this off with my action.
Slam.
Not recklessly, because I don't need to.
Uh, 29 is good for 8.
$17 have hit.
Yeah, it
Negative,
doesn't
but
matter,
it's
he's already
prone.
prone.
Darn.
27 is good for another 14.
Alright, that's 2 more stacks of bleed. This thing is dead. Look down at Toto and hold my arms and be like, come here, boy, come on. Time to go.
Danger.
Accurate.
Too much danger. Time to go. More danger than we can handle. I'm gonna... Unless he leaps willingly into my arms like my heart wants him to, I'm gonna try to just pick him up.
Yeah, he doesn't resist. He's already used his reaction, so he can't like move on his own volition. But you can carry him as if he was a heavy object.
Cool. I'll just scoop him up like a
You've
big
got
old doggo.
crazy carrying capacity, right? Like he probably weighs a good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a siege
1,000.
weapon.
That was 600 pounds.
Yeah, that sounds
I'm
about
a siege weapon with 22 strength, so I feel like it's fine, but
right.
I'm happy to make a check about it if I need
Let
to.
me quick math. Yeah, you can do it. You have to move at half speed, but you can carry him at half speed.
Okay, well, I'll pick him up and at half speed. I will use my bonus action to dash with a key point
Why
for
don't you
Step of the Wind.
Just bonus action, throw him.
No, I don't want to hurt him. He's just a sweet little puffer. But at half speed, I'll sort of pick him up and leg him over my shoulder and climb back over top of this thing to go 25 more feet.
Alright. Restrained and on the verge of death, this thing is going to try an opportunity attack on you.
Okay.
Disadvantage. 24?
Ooh, that hits.
20 points of piercing damage, and I need a Constitution saving throw, as you feel sort of a dull numbness in your ankle all of a sudden.
What? Let's see, that shell stuff only lasts till the start of my next turn, right? Let me find out. Oh no, this defensive state lasts to the end of my next turn. Well, that's hot as hell. Okay, so I have advantage on Constitution saves right now.
You also have the +4 from your thing,
Yeah.
or D4.
Yeah. Gonna need every bit of it.
Ooh, let's see that D4.
Oh, I needed every bit of it.
With the D4, you were able to kind of shake off the effects of this poison, but you can see that there is this milky white venom kind of leaking from one of the bite wounds that seems to have just not quite sunken in.
Terrific. I'll just pull my ankle out of its awful little maw and run off with Toto.
Alright.
I think I actually get... Oh, I have 55 feet. Am I a monk or something? Okay, so I can move actually 5 more feet.
Crazy how that worked.
Terrific.
And Toto is carried with you.
Quick question: that fear effect that he's suppressing, do I make checks on that? I didn't move out of the range originally. I don't know. Well, he moved back into it, but last time I moved out of it.
I will say that once he suppresses on you, you're immune to it. I think that's probably a little generous, but I'm going to run with it because it's easy for now.
Okay. Thank you, very generous God.
Yeah, I know that there are definitely like debates about how paladin auras work. But...
Well, this one, the item specifically says it suppresses it while you're in it.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
It doesn't actually state that it stops it, so if you want to be generous, you can, but I'm willing to roll.
I already said it. We'll allow it for now. Okay, first of all, Salo is going to try to break free of these restraints.
First of all, he's going to take 8d4 points of damage.
Oh shit, he might just fucking bleed out. Let's find out. Actually, I think that cannot kill... Oh my god, why would I say it out loud? Why would I say it out loud?
It's okay, you have a lot of other babies coming on the way.
Yeah, that one bleeds out right there. But you do see that behind it, 4 more of these things have dropped off and are now flying their way up.
Did they take fall damage too?
They did. They all appear to be in various stages of pain.
Good.
Let's see, 120 was already 140, so with a dash, they slam down basically right here, 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 and one is able to make it all the way up to ace, landing with a crack on the ground here. But they all had to dash to get up.
Can it see me?
It can... Oh, wait.
I have a stealth of
Yeah,
36.
You're right. Hang on, let me double check. Might land next to Nomad instead. Yeah, it crashes down here and kind of looks at Nomad instead. But they all had to dash to get here, which is that. Then that brings us to the Titan, who lumbers a little bit closer. From here, looking back to the one that was broken up out of that you just kind of escaped Nordo, You do watch as all of those bright red spots that formed inside of that tomb suddenly burst into these sharp, jagged stone, almost like seashell-like spikes, like conical kind of nautilus shells, that just jut inward like a spike trap. And if you had been in there, it would have been you skewered by about 9 or 10 of these different things, each of which is kind of tipped with red magic. You can tell that there's some nasty business going on inside of there.
It's bad news.
Too far for that, and that. Doesn't want to do that yet. So yeah, it just approaches, lumbering closer. That'll bring us to Gale.
Alrighty. I'm gonna assume that there's some kind of a window here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Possibly.
Yep. Yeah, this would, they would have one on that corner and also on the eastern corner there.
Alright, I'm just gonna action hero dive out the window.
Hell yeah, easy enough. It does kind of make noise as you kind of burst through. There's the tinkling of glass.
Use a tinkle.
Tink.
And then I'm gonna shoot Lanky.
Hell yeah, fuck him up. 17 and is no good, but I think you can add a d4 to it from unit 8.
Yes.
And that makes it a 19. Both of the 19s are good. So those both hit for 31 points of piercing damage. This thing turns and snarls at you as you kind of burst through the window and take 2 badass action roll shots at it.
Well, that did not do nearly as much as it was supposed to. So... I'm unfortunately going to use a bonus action to just activate my rifle. As a just in case, and then I'm going to try and just kind of barrel past this thing.
Excellent. Yeah, there's enough room to kind of slip by there. It will take an opportunity attack as you pass by. But I think an 18 misses.
You kidding?
Maybe.
This is
I
Gale.
can never
This is
remember
this is a Drake
characters.
character.
This is me.
But some of his characters have AC now. I don't remember.
No, that's
Does
not
18 have
true.
AC?
18 has the same AC as Gale. He's got 16.
Oh shit. Okay. Then
No, I mean,
17
to be
points
fair,
of
18
piercing
is also
damage.
13 levels lower.
True.
Sure. But yeah, I only have 16 AC.
Gotcha. Then this thing is able to kind of grab a bit of your tail as you run by. 17 points of piercing damage, and I also need a Constitution saving throw.
You said this thing wasn't poisonous.
Said the big thing wasn't
I
poisonous.
sure did.
You lied to me. Well, now I need to sit and let these things bite me back.
Right? I assume that's why you
So-
were asking.
It has no outward
Alright.
signs of being venomous.
Seeing that there's apparently poison dripping from these things' fangs, I'm just going to start shoving my arms into them.
Gale, stop.
just-
You're
Oh,
not
yeah,
immune to piercing.
You're just like totally immune to the poison, aren't you?
Yeah.
But that's
I-
piercing.
so- Importantly, I'm not immune. So I do actually have to see if this takes effect or...
Yeah, it's
This
just
is it.
suppressed.
Damn it! No, I need to fail this.
Excellent. All right.
Alright, well, good to know.
Stop being so healthy.
That'll bring us to legendary action. Are you in range for this? Sure are. Let's go for a trip. We got 2 of you again. Toto and Nordo, a rift opens. I need dexterity saving throws.
Oh no, and I put him down. I shouldn't have.
Ah!
Don't worry, I think the heap will put him down.
Toto was good. Oh, no!
Oh, I don't think even 14 will do it.
14 will not do it. Toto,
Danger.
as you set him down, screams danger and like is able to kind of run out of the range of this thing. But Nordo, the like kicking and struggling of Toto trying to be set down like any weird wiggly dog would, is enough to kind of knock you off your feet momentarily, and before you know it, you are entombed once again in the darkness of one of these spheres.
It's fine, I'm a siege weapon.
That'll bring us to Nomad.
Neat. I get at most these. Can I somehow get a 30-foot cone to hit these 3 without hitting my friends? Where can I move to make that happen? I have 15 feet of hover.
See, 30-foot cone.
I think it'll just hit these 2.
I was gonna say, I don't think it's big enough to hit all 3.
Yeah.
But you could definitely hit like any 2 of. Well, you could hit those 2 for sure. It would be hard to hit the other 2 without hitting your friends.
Could he hit these 3?
Sure.
Potentially.
I might be able to. Yeah.
You also want to hit Nordo because you need damage on the thing.
Oh yeah, that's true. He's sort of in
I
the
for real
thingy.
can easily break my way out of that. I'm a siege weapon.
That's true.
I think you could easily move it down and not hit him.
Yeah. Can I kind of make my way there? Though I'm going to need to go on the ground and walk like a regular person. Like this.
Do it without going all the way. You could also
You go-
aim it like this, and then you could just be kind of like here.
Yeah, this is gonna trigger an attack of opportunity, but
It
I
sure will.
yeah, got 35. Yeah, I can go like here-ish and do it.
All right, the top one is going to lash out at you.
By all means.
22.
22 would hit, but I do cast shield.
Excellent.
Is that with the +1 you get from RI?
Oh no, wait, shit. Yeah, +1 that fucking misses.
Damn it! Use your reaction.
No. And Nomad kind of moves over here. He walks like a regular person, both hands behind his back. He's doing some calculations in his head, and then like he raises a hand and commands the molecules in this area to like stop moving.
What does that mean?
When molecules slow down, it gets colder. See?
Oh, it's this. Oh, right. I really like that comment too. Like a regular person, hands steepled, scheming.
Doing math in his head.
Yeah.
All right. We need Constitution saving throws.
The fuck is this spell?
18 ice damage. Half it. They fail.
I've seen
Damn.
it on the cold.
Them. Well, one of them. No, all of them succeed. No, this isn't Cone of
All
Cold.
of
This
them
is
succeed.
Rhymes Binding Ice.
And also, they appear to be barely affected by the cold damage.
Darn. I just wanted to hold them in place so they can't move.
Yeah. Yeah, you do see that the ice kind of like begins to bind them in place, building up around their feet and their ankles. But they seem to be very well adjusted to the cold, and they are able to just kind of pull themselves free of the ice with little effort.
Yeah, 9 damage. But I guess these circles
Yeah, let me
also take
check.
damage.
Let me double check how these things react to cold. I think that they don't have resistance.
I think they overall took 4 damage from that resistance and save.
Immune to cold. Poison, necrotic, psychic, fire.
Oh, so a
so
complete
yeah.
waste of a turn.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
you do see that the frost kind of wraps over these things, but they seem to be unaffected by cold damage.
Fully wasted
I'm so sorry.
turn. Thank you. 2, 3. That's 3 mana. It's only 3 mana. Legendary
That's only 3
power.
mana.
Yeah, it's a 2nd level spell.
Good lord.
It'd be great if they didn't have like a +14 to con or something like that. That's me though.
All right.
Movement in action.
That brings us to the bottom of the round. You guys are welcome to roll your d4s and throw them on there real quick.
I don't need to. I'm still first no matter what.
Puts me at 22.
Blessed be the fruit. May the Lord open.
Blessed be. Flick, first act. Very consistent.
Yeah. Let's see. Gonna use my bonus thing to teleport here, just so I get advantage on this attack.
Excellent.
Huh.
Yeah.
G4.
Add your D4. 16 looks about 3 shy of what you need.
Damn.
No! 18, unfortunately. This thing is able to kind of pull its wing back and flap to knock you off kilter right before the attack lands.
Damage would be so
Darn.
good,
Wait,
though.
no, sorry, Compass, you just did Eldritch Blast, so
Oh,
that
yep.
hits. 19 just lands for 46, or sorry, 47
Huzzah!
points of damage.
Yay.
It's like bring out the big cannons.
Big cannons.
As he knocks you off kilter with the wing, you just kind of pull back with the same motion, and there's a huge rip. The leather kind of torn right down the middle of a couple of his weird wing fingers.
Gross.
Sick. Gross, but sick.
That reminds me of Midnight Mass.
Did you finally watch it?
I did.
I need to finish. I watched like the middle 3 episodes, but I haven't seen the start or the end.
I watched like the second last episode before watching the entire series, but it was still really good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get to it eventually.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, I'm just gonna stand next to Gale here. That'll be it.
Alright, nobody in range for the legendary. Oh, wait. Nomad is. Are you? Hang on. 40. Yeah, absolutely. Nomad, there's a tearing of a rift around you. I need a dexterity saving throw.
Ooh!
It's to also get the demon in there with you.
Oh, I'm in here.
Yeah. Everything goes dark as this sphere locks closed. And the first thing you notice is these red maze-like patterns that are glowing on the inside, charging up in several spots. And then the second thing that you notice is 4 yellow eyes locked in this tiny-ass sphere with you and staring at you.
What are you made of, you beautiful creature?
You in a few seconds.
Or maybe you'll be made of me.
Gale's turn.
Wait, I just feel that.
That's unpleasant. Bite me. Well, Nodo's still locked up, and Nomad is locked up too now, right?
Correct.
Okay. And can I see this guy in the weird void?
You cannot. He is fully entombed in this, like, chalky seashell-like sphere.
Great. Well, in that case... I'm gonna try and just start by shooting the guy, the Titans, for the lanky one in front of me.
Alright. Sounds good. Woo! Woo, spicy.
20.
Yeah,
the
20
crit.
and a crit are both good. 17 on the first one, and then 35 from the second one. This thing is dazed and reels back momentarily.
And I'm gonna run around it and tell it to bite me.
And you'll do it. Are you? You're trying to kind of like bait an opportunity attack at him?
No, I'm not baiting an opportunity attack. I'm just yelling, "Bite me!"
Okay, gotcha. Cool.
And then I'm gonna have Toto is going to.
I never know with you. Maybe you are trying to take this poison for all I know.
Sure am. I need it. I need as much as I can get. I need to replace every blood cell in my body with toxin. God, I guess Toto's gonna try and break the shell in front of him.
Alright, sounds good.
They're kind of overlapping, I assume. Kind of
Yeah.
merged together at this point.
Yeah, they kind of like merge together into this like chalky, calcified middle wall between the two.
Alright. One, he'll attack the one that Nomad's in. Two, Nordo.
Alright. Uh, 28 is plenty more than enough to start slamming into this thing. It takes 10 points of damage. Let me double check. I think it has more health than that, but it is a
It
start.
helps Toto's decision. There is a demon inside the one with Nomad, as opposed to Nordo, who's clearly yelled that he's a siege weapon several times this fight. But
Yeah, but if you bust me out of there, then I can bust them out of that one.
Sure.
that's fair.
Yeah.
That'll work.
Alright.
So
He is able to kind of start just doing that dog clawing thing at this thing. And sure enough, with the magically enhanced claw, there are bits of this chalky kind of seashell material that begin to flake away. It looks like he's done about a fifth of its health.
Ooh, that's not much.
Or about a fifth as much as needed to break free anyway.
Oh, right. Sorry. Can I retroactively do a thing?
Sure, maybe, probably.
Attack next or 26 on the lanky guy.
Oh yeah. Good
Thank you.
lord.
That'll be it. Toto's actually going to run over to... Actually, no. He'll go over to Ace. Ace is squishy, I think.
Alright. Sounds good.
I don't know if he knows I'm there.
Fair enough. Come over to...
Alright, that'll bring us to Nomad, all alone in the dark with this demon.
Oh no.
forgot about this fucking voice.
Right, same.
Can I shatter just his side of the sphere?
Yeah.
You can see through my eyes, so you can
Yeah.
see outside of it, can't you?
Yeah.
So he could technically cast anywhere I could see.
You would see, and also you would be aware that, like, this is connected to Nordo's thing, and you'll probably want to aim a little bit to your right to not hit Nordo. You're an intelligent spellcaster.
I'm connected to everyone's minds right now.
Yep. More importantly, you do have Ace's second sight thing, too.
Yeah, I'm mostly trying to like break this because I want to move, but also deal maybe. It has really good con, but I don't really care. I just kind of want to weaken this thing, the whatever this is, chalky wall.
Absolutely. Fire away.
I'm gonna aim it in a place where it's not gonna hit any of my friends or myself.
Yep, you kind of angle it down southward to hit, like, both your shell and Nordo's shell and the demon, but not Nordo himself, hopefully.
Yeah.
With Ace's help in the second sight, I think that is reasonable.
Let's see.
He does seem fully affected, although he saves for half damage.
Hey. But the shell.
The shell
Shatter.
does. The shell seems to be super affected by that. Double check and see how this is written.
It has like disadvantage and
It
saves.
just
so
fails
save.
to save auto.
It fails on the save. I'm going to rule that it is also vulnerable to this damage. It's vulnerable to similar damage, so I'm going to let this apply here. So 28 points of damage to this one and 28 points to the other. Neither one, you can see cracks beginning to form, little bits of light shining through. Neither one of them is open enough for you to like squeeze your way out of it yet.
That's me.
All right, Nordo.
Okay. So,
Time to see some crazy shit.
pretty much. Yeah, I'm not going to overthink this turn too much. I'm a siege weapon. I'm just going to try and beat the shit out of this wall and break through wherever Toto and Nomad have already weakened it up a bit.
Objects are his favorite enemy.
Objects are literally my favorite enemy. I'll attack recklessly, of course. That's probably a bad idea. I'm not going to attack recklessly. I'm attacking a wall.
Yeah, for what it's worth, you're hitting the broadside of a barn. And that is plenty. You're literally a siege weapon, right?
You know what? So I need to read that real quick because I might have needed to make that an unarmed strike instead. It might only be when I do unarmed. Let me check.
Gotcha.
Reading. Why didn't I write this down? I think it's only unarmed strikes, so that should do less damage. Hold on. I'll just do an armed strike here for the damage. Keep the attack rolls the same.
Doubles up to 26, and that is enough to just burst your way free of this. You are now freed from your dome, and you can see when you escape that there is another one, and Nomad is nowhere to be seen.
Okay, terrific. And given that we're all sort of telepathically connected, I think I can suss out that he's in there. So
Marco.
walk around here. Marco.
Oh, hello.
Find the weakest point I can find. Do a second attack. This time I'm gonna use the bite attack because it's stronger, but I'm just gonna like headbutt it. In my head, it's a headbutt.
Hell yeah.
That makes more sense. In a
Oh my god.
mouthful of chalk.
Christ almighty. It's like, no, maybe one of these will last. Fucking 58 points of damage. Yeah, this thing just bursts into dust. The light of day once again shines through Nomad, and you can see a hole plenty large enough for you to escape.
Terrific.
The light! He's just kind of here. Like, I have someone in here with me.
I see that. I'm gonna pick Nomad up, unless he resists that.
Probably not. He just completely flops.
No, I think
Just
he's
looks back at
actually
this.
light enough that he doesn't even trigger your half movement speed.
Great.
He goes full Octodad.
Yep, I'll throw Octodad up. I'll look back at this big giant lumbering mountain of a humanoid that we've done no meaningful damage to. And to these domes that are inevitably going to just slaughter somebody. Just say we need to get moving quick. And throw Nomad over my shoulder, and I will run my full movement. And then use a key point to dash. So that will give me another 90 feet.
This thing is going to try to take a bite at you on the way out. If it can.
Yep.
I think it can. 26?
It'll hit.
10 points piercing and another con save.
Don't have a thing that increases AC. Oh no.
Roll that 4. Roll
yeah,
that
the 4.
4. Roll that 4.
Damn it.
Delightful.
We didn't have enough chanting. That's what happened.
Alright, and then I'm gonna run past the other one too, kind of like stomp on its back and jump over it, kind of fishing for an opportunity to attack from it so everyone else can run away from it.
Sure, it'll do the same. 21?
It'll hit.
13 more and another con save. Let's see if you get double poisoned.
Double.
It's the worst that could happen.
On that second one, I'm gonna absorb some of its damage.
Double poison.
Double.
Poison.
Double poison.
Unfortunately, you cannot be double poisoned by this poison, so you're
Okay.
poisoned.
Make it about 20 feet off the map to the north.
Reduce that 13 damage by 6.
Okay, cool. I'll take it.
Alright, excellent. That'll bring us to the scabs. These things... Are they still within range? Yes, they're still within range. Good. They leap over here and surround Flick.
Oh, sorry, reduce that by 7.
Okay.
Haven't updated those to add my new modifier.
As these three all land and kind of get Toto and Flick surrounded, Gale nearby and Ace unknowingly nearby, from all directions you see that there's a moment of almost like realization that crosses all of their faces. And one of them, in this like shockingly delicate and feminine voice, says, Oh, it's you. And then they all attack.
No.
Boy, I...
God damn it, Gale. If you hadn't moved, I could add a +1. That's fine.
Yeah, let's just do these guys one at a time. We're gonna start with the bottom right. This is on Flick.
Does it not count if Toto's next to you?
I think my combo has to be Gale. I don't think Toto counts.
Alright, we have
That was
those
Gale or Toto. Never mind, it is.
combos.
Well, either way, that's gonna hit. Okay.
Shortly. If Lanky attacks Flick, it's got disadvantage from
Okay.
Toto, and it also takes some force damage.
Excellent. We'll do Lanky after Ansi. Alright, 12 points of piercing damage, and you can also see this milky venom drip from the bite wound. As soon as its teeth sink in, it brings both of its arms to your sides and just starts raking with claws. 2 more swings on Flick. 21 and 23.
Yep.
The tail is going to whip around and try to hit Toto. 30 for 12. Alright, that is the first of 3 down. Let's move to Lanky. It does try to attack Flick, and it has disadvantage because of Toto.
Only on the first attack, but
Only on the first one. 19, I think this is.
19 will miss, yeah.
Alright, and it does take 7 points of reflected damage as Toto intervenes on that one. So it is going to whip around and do 1 claw on Toto. 31 for 12, and 1 claw on Flick. 22?
Yeah, Flick Tasty is really not that good.
And then it is going to lash its tail up towards Gale.
how I said bite.
The bottom one is going to try to cast a spell.
More than 60 feet away.
And yeah, I don't think there's anything that can stop this. As it chants in this infernal demonic, there is a circle of searing white that burns itself in a circle around the 3 demons, Toto, Flick, and Gale. How big is this? 20-foot diameter? Good lord.
The hell?
And as it finishes burning a circle on the ground, white flames erupt upwards in a wall of fire, pointed inward to roast Toto and Flick. Gale's the only one that is standing on the wall when it comes up, so I need a dexterity saving throw from just Gale.
This is quite unfortunate.
Gale takes 27 points of fire damage. And that'll bring us to Ace's turn.
That kind of changes what I was going to do. Question, how tall are these guys?
Pretty big, probably like 14, 15 feet, but they hunch oddly.
Okay, so like, how high would you say their eyes are?
When they're hunched over, probably about 9 feet off the ground.
All right. I'm gonna move here, and then I'm gonna start casting a spell. I'm gonna upcast this to level 3, and I'm gonna create a 60-foot radius fog cloud. And the bottom it's gonna be sitting on this guy. If I can, I want to make it so it's blinding them, but not Flick. And it's going to obscure everyone for 120-foot diameter.
Good lord. Fog cloud's fucking huge. Why have I never seen this before? Alright, there is this, like, burning, steaming mist where it intersects with the wall of fire. But
I want it to actually be centered here, so that, like, we're, like, just underneath the bottom part, but its middle is going to be where we are.
Oh, like the center of the fog cloud?
Yeah. So, like, it's probably the center is obviously going to be, like, probably 65 feet up, but it's going to be so, like, the very bottom of the fog cloud. The fog orb is going to be sitting on him, maybe blinding them, but we are going to be out of the flag.
So the center is 60 feet off the ground. That makes sense. Alright, there is this massive sphere of fog that erupts, kind of dipping down just low enough to catch some of these demons. But there is like a low, like 4 or 5 foot clearance where Flick and Toto can still see below the cloud. What you see is a furnace pointed inward. It doesn't look great. But the rest of you can no longer... there is now like this looming, vaguely visible shadow of the Titan on the other side of this fog cloud.
Yeah, and in case people are wondering how I did it, Lush just gives me a little bomb and I throw it.
Hell yeah.
And then I'm going to continue getting the fuck out of here. I'm going to bonus action dash. I can get up just past these guys. Yeah, you can up every level you upcast fog cloud. It adds 20-foot radius.
Yeah, that is pretty insane.
Yeah, and it's not an illusion,
Yeah,
so
it's not darkness either. Like they can't see the.
No,
we need to see through this shit.
Yeah, and unless they cause like a 10 mile per hour speed of wind, it's fine. But yeah, and it goes around corners, so everything's just cloud. That's my turn.
All right, sounds good. You hear a couple more stomps and thumps from the Titan as it pushes into the fog cloud. Those of you who have a little bit of vision can see that it stops for a moment and it kind of like stoops down real low. But you're not able to see what it does because it's inside the fog cloud. And that brings us to the top of a new round. Roll those d4s if you want them.
If we want them. I don't even remember why I had fog cloud, but I'm really glad that I took it.
Alright, Flick, once again. Let me double check. I don't remember if you have to do this at the start of your turn or if you end your turn in it. I think it's if you end your turn in it.
Okay, I'll let you double check though.
Yes, if you walk through the fire or if you end your turn inside of the area, you are going to take fire damage.
Okay. Gonna grab Toto and cast Dimension Door. Let's go over here.
Not straight north where we're trying to go.
Just go 500 feet north.
I could. I guess you guys are all up there, aren't you?
Yeah, we're trying to go up. I'm like, what are we fighting? We don't
Where's
need
Gale at? Oh, there's Gale. Okay. I guess Gale will see us pop out over. Maybe no, he won't because he can't see through the.
Yeah.
No, the
oh
fog
God.
is on the ground. We should be able to see.
Yeah.
Especially
Oh,
once
okay.
we have it.
They specifically left like a little short gap so that you guys can all the short folk can see
Okay.
each other.
Yeah.
It's mostly for the giant Titan.
Yeah, that bastard.
That's fair. I'll shoot here then. I guess I could just move myself. I can't move Toto, but
Alright, these things all leap towards you. The fire is burning inwards in this fern. You grab Toto and just bamf the fuck out of there.
Could someone explain some math to me?
Possibly.
Yes, 1 + 1 is 2.
What
2
unit
+
of
2.
measurement is a square foot?
A square foot is a measure of area.
Yeah, so like,
It
does
is
it
1
have to
foot
be a
wide,
cube?
1 foot tall.
It would be two-dimensional. So square foot would just be like a tile of a foot by a foot.
Right.
Cubed would be
Thinking cubed. Yeah.
cubed would then be like a dice.
Gotcha.
What's the context here?
You have to select an area that's like, say, 100 or so fucking square feet of floor space.
Gotcha, yeah. It would cover floor space.
100 square
Oh.
feet would be like 10 by 10.
Okay, cool.
Yep, 10 tiles by 10 tiles.
Yeah. Oh.
Alright, Flick, if you have any bonus action or movement, you can do it, but you actually pop out pretty far ahead of the rest of the party. And, wait for them to get the fuck up there.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't take off even further. I could.
We need Gale.
I mean, I feel bad leaving Gale. So I'll stay where I'm at, just so if we need to go back for Gale, it's
I'll
possible.
be fine.
You just want to get your leg bit.
Alright, that'll bring us to Ace.
All right,
So
I'm gonna
do I
sh-
take poison damage.
Oh, yes, thank you for the reminder. You sure do. At the
Dang.
start of your turn, you feel this poison, this venom, begin to creep and grow, and you take... 7 points of poison damage.
Okay. That's not as bad as I thought, but ow, still.
There we go. Now back to Ace.
So I'm assuming that the fire blocks my vision. So I'm gonna shoot underneath and just shoot this guy in the ankles.
Yep, you're a sharpshooter.
I don't give no fucks.
You don't give two shits. If you can see like a tiny bit of that enemy, you can shoot it.
So I'm gonna do a -5 + 10. I'm assuming Nomad can also see its ankles.
Yeah.
I see it.
.22 for 41 damage.
Yes, that does land, and 41 points doesn't quite finish it off, but this thing howls out in pain.
Well, I'm gonna shoot it again. So -5 + 10. So 19 damage.
You see this thing hunch down like it's gonna fly up into the air to get away from them. But as it hunches down, you fire one more shot. You catch it kind of in the thick of the thigh, and it just crumples and collapses on the ground.
Yeah, get some. And then I'm gonna move actually no, I'm gonna take a bonus action to look around, see if there's any good places to hide or any other enemies around.
Sure. Give me a perception check. As you look around, you can see that there is a pretty significant number of just like alleys that you could duck into, buildings that you could try to slip into and hide. And more importantly, looking back, you can see that nothing seems to have like a direct line of sight to you currently. All of the fiends are in the fog cloud. The Titan itself is fully obscured by the fog cloud. Gale is still back there, and it's hard to tell what's going on with him, but you're pretty confident that if you were to like pull everybody into a building right now, you could absolutely be out of their line of sight by the time they emerge from this fog cloud.
Yeah, I mean, Gale's not in the fog cloud, right? He's right here.
Correct, yeah. He's right at the edge of the fire there.
He's in the fire.
I thought he was on the outside of the fire.
He is like right where the ring came up. He's like...
Oh, I
straddling
did
that
it.
I'm sorry, I think everyone cut out for me.
way. He's like straddling right where the wall came up, so he's like half in, half out.
Gotcha. Okay. We all have telepathy. Guys, let's hide in this really good spot I just found. Or should we keep running?
Well, how far is our destination?
A mile.
It's that far?
I'm pretty sure that's what Vex said.
Yeah. Couple city blocks.
Yeah, hiding would be the best option,
I
I
have to
think.
go look. That's about a city. Hang on.
A city block is
A city block is not a mile. A city block is like maybe
city
a
block is
1,000
like 20
Oh,
feet,
yeah,
right?
You're totally right. Nope, yeah. Have I mentioned that I'm really bad at estimating distances?
No, like a mile's like very far away. Like, what?
5 city blocks is about a mile.
Okay, so
That's about how far this is. Yeah, it's like 5 city blocks.
Okay,
Okay.
5 city blocks.
All right, I'll point out a really good spot to hide, and then I'll move over there. Is it like close by? Because I had advantage, I can only move half my movement speed.
Yes, it is. It is within your movement speed for sure.
Okay, then I'll move that direction and point it out to everyone.
All right, you start to kind of pull everyone over. We'll keep going in initiative until we figure out what's going on with Gale, but it sounds like the plan is to just like continue running and hiding. Nordo, do you have anything you want to do?
What is this big, huge, giant ring that I see?
Fog
That's
cloud
the
that
fog.
Ace has dropped. It is hovering just like a few feet off of the ground so that you guys can all see under it. Like
Yeah.
the
Gotcha.
So it's like so specifically it is a sphere. So the bottom of it's only like right here, and then it like curves upwards. So
Okay.
these people are like in the like epicenter-ish of it.
And I can see Gale still.
Yeah, it's like going 120. Like it has a diameter of 120 feet.
Outstanding. Take a quick look, clock where the hiding place is. Make sure I've got a good visual on it. Set Nomad down. And run this away. Till I'm within 10 feet of Gale.
Must be saved.
You know what, fuck it. I was gonna do a thorn whip, but fuck that. I'm just gonna walk right up and grab you. I'll reach into the fire and pull you out of there.
All right. You're not really. I'm going to give you a dexterity save since you're not passing all the way through it. Go and give me a dex save against that fire.
Does dangerous sense apply here? Or am I kind of negating that by just sticking my hand straight in it?
No, it applies.
Okay.
You know it's dangerous.
Fire's dangerous, but also I'm gonna stick my hands right
Danger.
there.
Okay, half damage from this. So 15 points of fire damage.
Alright, cool. I will just reach my hands into that scorching fire, grab Gale by the scruff of his neck, the collar of his shirt, whatever it is. That was my movement. Is my action to grab him?
Yeah, I'll call it an action to grab him.
Cool, I will
and
use
again,
it.
as long as he doesn't resist, he is light enough to just be carried without a penalty.
In that case, unless he resists. Bonus action, spend a key point on Step of the Wind, and run 50 feet back this way. 55, actually 10, 20, 30, 40, 55. And then can I get to the hiding place from 55 feet from where Gale was, or do I need more movement?
I'll say you can get just to the edge of it, yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Titan is going to use an action to do something. Those of you who are kind of out of the fog cloud and can see just the vague shape of this horrifically tall Titan, can see it kind of like stoops down real low and bends down into the cloud. Looking down along the bottom edge of where this fog cloud is, you see these long tendrily fingers kind of scoop up a couple of the dead bodies of these demons, one and then the other, and then lift them back up, kind of into the middle of the fog cloud, and from there you lose sight of them.
Oh, it's reabsorbing them.
That'll bring us to Gale.
I don't think he was moved.
Where did I notice?
Way up here. We're basically right outside the door of Ace's hiding place.
Okay. I am going to slip on in there and from here, because of the fog cloud, can I see or hear if that thing is still coming?
Yes. You guys were all able to see. Go and give me a perception check, and I might give you more details. But you were all able to see some of what it was doing. With an 11, you saw that it kind of like moved into the very middle of the fog cloud, stooped down real low, scooped up a couple of the dead bodies of these demons. 13, 14. Stood back up and took the demons with it, but in the middle of the fog cloud, it is hard to see what it's doing with them. With that said, it does seem to have momentarily stopped walking in your direction.
Oh, okay. Can I see its feet?
Yes.
Horny.
Stop.
You ruined it for him. I'm sorry. Now he doesn't know what to do.
Unbelievable. That's why we can't have nice things.
Because Gale is apparently deeply into feet. I'm gonna do a thing.
Okay. Do we need to like fade to black or?
Yeah, if we could, yeah, that'd be great. We just jump to when we beat the final boss.
Okay.
Okay. Nomad, I need your help again.
Okay. Probably have a code word for this at this
Oh
point.
god damn it!
Speed.
Is it just feet?
Yeah, and I'm gonna just
Is it even Unga Bunga feet? Just feet.
finger the feet.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go and like rub out, turn the stone beneath its feet into mud.
Yeah, you sure do. And it is bizarre as this thing begins to kind of hobble in place and sink down into. It's like a dexterity save, right?
That's what it says.
DC's 20. Skill boosted intelligence, right? DC's 20.
That's only if it's restrained.
4 to 1.
Oh, that's true.
Any creature on the ground when you cast the spell must make a strength saving throw.
Oh, strength. Gross.
Yeah, dex is if you try to like encase it in there, which seems backwards to me, but I
That
guess
does seem really backwards.
Yeah.
Seems like the opposite, really.
Here we go. Let's go.
God
woo!
damn.
So what you see, and it's bizarre, because this thing lumbers slowly. You feel like it should, like fall almost immediately into this trap. But what you see is that as soon as its feet start to sink down into this transmuted area, its ankles bloat outwards like an ooze, as all of these bodies that had come together to make its long, lanky legs just spread like pseudopods to basically cover the entire muddied over area and give it a wide surface area to kind of, like almost like a trampoline or a net to catch itself from falling in all the way. With that said, the whole thing does buckle. It looks like it's going to move slowly until it's able to pull itself free out of that. And you can see that several of these bodies just get stuck and like compressed down into the mud, baked in almost immediately.
Oh. Should I still dispel it?
Nah.
Okay. Maybe
I'll just
to be fair,
shamefully walk into the hiding spot.
You do see that like big chunks of this thing have been pushed down into the mud for sure.
okay. Well, here's the thing. That's difficult terrain as fuck, right?
Oh,
This
it's-
thing barely had a movement speed to begin
Yeah,
with.
it is
So-
way more than difficult terrain, and this thing was slow as hell.
What's
Yeah.
the area?
Each feet is each foot is 4 feet of movement.
Yeah.
Christ, this thing is
Knowing-
barely gonna move.
Yeah, knowing that, I'm gonna hop on Toto and we're just gonna run north.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Are we just gonna go book it?
We're probably going to drop out of initiative unless you have something that you need to stay in initiative for right here, Nomad.
Not really.
Wait, so is Gale running and not hiding then?
I'm not gonna be able to hide this thing. Is the
We-
reality.
We've established that Gale can't hide.
Kind of true.
I mean, our like. Oh no, the difference between me is I actually have proficiency in it from skulking. There's nothing really I have to do aside from try and hide as well, but I do cast. I mean, I activate my cloak.
Okay, what's that do?
The Mantle of the North Sea's Wrath. It gives me like the investiture of wind for free without concentration.
Okay, excellent. All right, dropping out of initiative kind of. You guys can see that this thing immediately begins to struggle with the mud. And it's odd. You can see that after maybe 30 or 40 seconds of running, even off in the distance, This thing seems to pull most of itself free of the mud, literally by just like disjointing the parts of it that have been pressed down into the cement. It still takes it a long time. It moves very, very slowly, and you could easily outrun it thanks to the transmute mud. This thing is like moving at most 5 or 10 feet per turn. But what kind of catches you as bizarre as you look back, running away to the north, is this thing stops. It seems to give up the chase. And there is this low, drawn-out, kind of mournful whale call, like a whale song. And it stoops over, and it begins to just fish out all of these bodies that have been pushed down into the mud, one by one, just scooping them up and trying to press it back into itself, obscured by the fog cloud, barely visible through all of the mist. The few demons that are with it kind of like peer like nervous dogs over the edge of this area that had been transmuted, watching as it fishes out these bodies one by one from the sticky muck and trying to patch it back into itself. But it seems preoccupied by all of that, and it stops giving chase. And after a few more minutes of running and hiding and trying to lose this thing, it seems to have completely given up. And you guys find yourself standing in the courtyard of this large, kind of abandoned industrial building.
You fellows want some healing?
Yeah,
I
a
wouldn't
little
turn you
bit.
down.
Yeah. Where are we?
I could use some.
Yeah. Are you with us?
So I assume we reconvene.
Yes.
Yeah,
I would.
Yeah, well, I think the moment Gale started running, we all just kind of ran.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would have stuck with Gil.
That makes that made sense. Yeah.
We can't have
After
him shooting
a
other
little
people.
bit of using Raris to like reconnect and join up the people that hid with the people that ran. You were able to kind of meet up in the very center of the industrial quarter, where it is still dark, and you kind of meet up right outside the gates to this large factory, where in Undercommon you can see a placard that reads Springtrap Factory.
This one is for Flick. Are you looking? Are you still bloodied?
Oh no, where did I go?
Our icons, Flick.
I'm definitely still.
Oh, we can just pull our tokens out for easier healing.
Yeah. Also, I'm gonna take a look around to make sure we're not being followed or any enemies around.
Sure. Good idea.
Give me a perception check.
Here's another one, Flick.
I'll take the second on that with Ace.
$25. Much better. I'm
There
gonna
we
move
go.
on to Gale. He puts on the stethoscope when he's doing this. 25 for Gale. Are you above bloodied?
Before or after that?
After this.
Above blood.
Okay, cool. So this one's going to be a different heal.
If you want, I can also do some group healing if we have a bunch of people that are still. need some-
If you could, that would be nice. I think Nordo could use a little bit topping up.
So I can patch myself up just fine if nobody else needs it, but if there's enough people to warrant a group heal, I would contribute to it.
Well, I can do an aura, which we can kind of divvy up.
Yeah, an aura would be nice for everyone. I don't need it, but like a bunch of you might.
I'm still pretty fucked up.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know if you described if we saw anything or not, but I had a step
No,
back for a second.
everybody's kind of taking a second to regroup and
Okay,
heal. You keep
cool.
a very close watch out, especially in the direction that this giant was. Eventually, I think the fog cloud dissipates. How long does that last?
It's 10 minutes.
10 minutes? Okay. You nervously watch to make sure that this thing doesn't leave. Eventually, the weird kind of wailful mourning does kind of die down. And you see this thing stand up. And it begins to kind of just look around a little bit. But after a few minutes of looking around, it doesn't seem to spot you, and it seems to be just like lost and wandering. And after maybe 6 or 7 minutes of this, as you guys are patching up and making sure that this thing is not going to bother you anymore, it seems to just sort of give up, and it slumps down. Like you'd seen before, it dissolves into nothing, just kind of disappearing behind a handful of buildings as it gloops into who knows what, a pile of bodies in the street, and then disappears.
Okay. Could I have Lush fly up a little bit, staying maybe close to a building to see if he can keep track of where it's going?
Yeah, absolutely. Give me a perception check with that.
If I'm
And a
looking through
stealth check.
if I'm looking through his eyes, do I have my perception or his perception?
Oh my god. I'm gonna say you have half his perception and half Nomad's perception. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, use your own perception check. Or I'm sorry, use his.
Oh, I don't know how he can see.
Oh, what's he based off? An owl?
A bat.
right?
Oh, bat. Yeah. They have blind sight. That's the thing.
Yeah. You know what? Actually, if it, I'll have him stay down here. I don't want to risk him being seen.
Yeah. Okay.
He's too flamboyant looking.
The most flamboyant bat.
He's like a Western orange bat, so he's very orange.
So fancy.
I don't see anything. What? Let's not mess with that thing again if we can help it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that thing seemed like it was. I don't know if there's any ways we could have killed it. It's making them things faster than we could do it, and it's picking them right back up. So
Yeah.
I am still trying to think of a way that we can take care of it, but coming up, calculations are slow.
Yeah. So we had a giant radiant area effect thingy, maybe.
I think maybe just avoid it until we, or as long as we can, anyhow.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can get to the Springtrap facility and what's waiting for us there.
Yeah. How you hold up? They kind of seemed like they were kind of catch you on fire.
Sorry, Libra's smacking my microphone again. I'll be alright. She knows I'm here now, so that's great.
Alright, guess we'll have to tread carefully.
Yeah.
Anyone else missing hit points can take from the 56 left.
Can I have 3?
I'm full, so
Yeah.
I'm good.
I am pretty low still, so you can have 3 and I'll take
Everything else.
the rest of it, yeah.
Yes.
How much more do you need after that?
You're overmax, according to the side.
Let me see. Let me subtract. How much is that? -7. So 7 left.
Alright, cool.
You give
take...
7 to Nordo, I guess? Who's missing stuff?
No, I topped off. That's how we ended
Okay.
up with 56. So.
Gale, do you need 7 more?
No, I topped these as well.
Who else is injured over the last fight?
Is Moat or Vasu still injured that might need help?
Let me
Healing?
pull them out and see if they're missing health.
They've attached bags to their butts.
They both look pretty healthy.
Yeah, are they at max?
No.
Vasu
We
doesn't.
have 7 hit points left if you want to just tag out one of them if they're not
yeah,
topped.
Vasu can use 7 hit points.
Yeah, look at that. He's missing a tiny bit. There we
There
go.
we go.
Terrific.
Right. Shall we make our way? We'll hustle it or something, right?
I think maybe a little less hustle, a little more quiet as we can. What exactly is it we're looking for in this place again? Some machine or something?
Unclear. It's an
No,
archive.
Let's check with the lore keeper.
So the reason that you guys came here is because after the Elbart Mine was destroyed by all of the Illithid, you discovered sort of a hidden coded message that suggested that maybe something could be done with this. Maybe it was something that they planned for, and that you should seek out something called the Springtrap Archives in Pleiades.
Documents.
And that there was some sort of a protocol that they wanted you to activate when you found them, and that the password was trace.
Documents.
Documents.
I was born for this. We're
me
looking
just-
for the documents.
Right.
I can help search if people want to. Maybe in order if you want to keep watch.
So I can stick out here until we at least get an idea what's going on in there. Keep watch out in case that big feller comes back.
Yeah. Are there like blinds and stuff that we can pull so that like they can't be like see inside? Just making so that while we're in here, they can't see us.
Kind of. It's not so much blinds. This building is made of sort of stone brick, and it has very kind of like Renaissance industrial look to it. It's got a big metal door. It has these wrought iron kind of windows that are barred over to look fairly secure. It has like very much the look of a Renaissance industrial era building. With that said, the windows are kind of glassed over with this weird fog and have these maze designs etched in all over them that do a very effective job of making them not work very well as windows. They have a very frosted look as a result. And so they could see like vague movements and shapes inside, but wouldn't have like a clear shot. It's also very dark inside of there, although, Devil's Sight, you've learned that is probably not going to stop them very much.
Yeah.
If you wanted to, you could certainly get like boards and things and like board up the windows.
If there were like curtains there, I would draw them, but like I'm not gonna make a big deal out of it. Just stay out of the windows sights if we can. But I guess we'll start heading inside and we'll take a peek around and make sure there's nothing in here.
All right.
Yeah, just come on back out the first sign that it ain't gonna be quick, because don't want you running into trouble in there outside of earshot.
Can do. Yes. I'll keep you guys constantly updated.
Go ahead and give me a stealth check as you make your way in and begin to scout the place out.
Alright. I'll have it roll with advantage in case something needs dark vision to see me.
Sure.
And then the lowest it can be is a 26. And then you said perception?
Let me double check and see if perception is necessary. Oh, there it is anyway. Cool. Does the reset fog thing not work anymore? What the fuck? Roll 20.
Fog.
Roll 20. It's just the worst.
It's just the worst. I can't wait. I cannot wait to be free of it. Okay.
C3 win.
I mean, C2 first, but
Yes.
I am excited. All right. This seems like good. For a 35, they double check. They might be able to. Cool. All right. As you begin to kind of poke around in the place, what you find almost immediately is that the warehouse seems to be largely empty. You can see that there are some shelves that used to have things on them that have long since been decayed or become caked in this weird kind of chalky substance, very much like you've seen engulfing all of the other building. You do find that there is like a little front office where presumably they could store supplies. There's a little desk that was once there but has been rotted down to wood now, just kind of a heap in the corner. There's a supply closet, a little bathroom. There's a rear entrance and then a large maintenance door that things could be shipped in and out of. There are no signs of anything super interesting that has not since decayed. You do see that there are bits of metal that have lasted, and in fact, some of that metal appears to be Benoisium. It's this weird kind of patterned metal with a silvery sheen that you've found in other places, like the Eridanis Spire. The one that Nomad can't see, the one that is invisible to Illithid. And that might be potentially useful. You are an artificer, and Gale and Nomad are both also artificers. That is of some interest to you. I guess you could give me a Tinker's Tools check.
Cool. And if it's small, I might just be like put some in my bag of holding.
Yeah, it appears that most of what you find is scrap or supply. It is not finished machinery. It is scrap or supply or junk, which potentially is still useful, but it's not like you've stumbled into a warehouse full of moving machines or useful automatons or anything like that.
And I don't see any like signs of activity here, like anything's here.
Give me a survival check or an investigation check, either one. You'll get slightly different information.
Well, I'm going to investigate.
While you're doing that, you do also find at one point. Okay, excellent. With the 33, you find a couple of things that are a little bit bizarre. The first is that there's an area of the stone floor, this big like concrete slab, that has holes in it. At first, it kind of just looks like a mouse hole or something, but then there's another one and another one, and they all sort of combine into a patch. In like a 5-foot radius where it is like almost sponge density holes, like Swiss cheese. These holes are only about a centimeter wide in places. Almost like termites or ants or something like that have chewed through the stone and just kind of turned it into this weird sponge-like texture of stone flooring. However, with a 33, you can see that there are little wisps of like cobweb material in these things, and that they're also blowing up and out lightly, like there's a draft coming, which suggests to you that there is some sort of a basement or a lower level, although you don't immediately see a sign of how to get down to it. But with the 33 looking around and kind of following that draft, you do eventually find a seam along the cement flooring that appears to be a secret hatch. And you find that there's a little lip where like a tool or a knife or something could be inserted, and flip that up. And it leads to a stone stairwell that goes down into what appears to be kind of a darkened basement.
Question: can blind sight see around corners?
No, not by default, unless it's like weird or special.
Okay, never mind then.
I mean, it depends on the mechanism of the blind sight, but like a bat, no. A dragon, no.
Yeah, I was just wondering if I can just like shove him in a hole and just be like, "What do you see?" But you know,
Gotcha, yeah.
Actually, how big were the holes that you said that had the cobwebs in them?
Only about a centimeter wide, so like a bat would not be able to fit in.
No, but he could definitely like peek in.
He could peek. He could try to peek.
Okay, can I have him try to like peek and listen down there?
Sure. I guess give me a perception check.
Okay, let me pull up his sheet. +1, so 14.
With the 14, he quickly discovers that, first of all, this weird silky cobweb stuff goes all the way down and it becomes denser quickly until it is almost like full-on spider webs that block almost all of its view, kind of like a funnel spider's tunnel.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of.
Yeah, and it seems to like block the view very, very quickly.
Okay.
You can definitely feel just a very faint draft of wind, like there is probably a lower level there.
And on this level, is there a level above this, or is it just like a one-floor building?
You can see that there is a kind of a ramp that leads up to a catwalk to look over the work area, but it appears to be just like one big open kind of warehouse area with no upper level. And looking at it from the outside, that kind of lines up with the shape of the building that you saw from the outside too. It doesn't seem like there would be room for a secret upper level.
Gotcha. Does it seem like there's any like secret like walls that are like don't match up with the size of the building that we've seen so far either?
33 investigation, kind of comparing the outside to what you've seen on the inside, it looks like, at least on this floor, everything here is you see what you get. Like, everything is accounted for.
Yeah. Looks like this floor is clear. I found a basement. I'm expecting weird, giant, creepy spiders. Do I know about any like operation spiders?
Boy, lots, probably. I guess give me a nature check.
Yeah, maybe even specifically if it's a stretch, but like any that are like amphibious?
Sure.
If that makes 17. I'm not proficient in nature.
With a 17, the two most common ones are like there are a million variants of giant crabs and crab-like creatures, because Carcinoid adjacent is extremely true of aberrations. But there are also a lot of like octopi that develop these kind of weird, hairy, spider-like legs at the tips. The thing that you know about both of those is, although they can both technically live outside of the water for a short time, neither one of them likes to be out of the water, and it would be very unusual for either of them to like be in a dry environment for very long.
There aren't any like burrowing spiders.
Boy.
Like that would make these like specifically through stone, I guess I should say, since these looks like you said there's burrowed holes in the stone.
With the 17, not really that you know of. When you think of terrestrial spider aberrations, there are like angler reelers, which are these weird spider-like creatures that kind of put out glimmering lines and then reel their victims in with these sticky lines, almost like an anglerfish, but for the land. But they don't really burrow very much, so much as they just hide.
Gotcha.
Would you like to describe this to me so I can help you?
You can literally, you can see through my eyes.
Oh yeah, I can see through your eyes. Let me make a nature check, I guess, to help.
Sure, go for it.
29.
Also, I want to say, in fact, I appreciate all of your creepy bugs and spiders and all these creepy monsters you make. They're beautiful.
I'm glad.
They're disgusting and I hate them, but
same,
that's
yeah.
why I love them.
Sometimes I do just want to fight a bunch of devils and demons. And
Like
not have to deal with
what
weird
the hell
things
is
and
this
spiders.
thing? This is like some like Star Wars pit thing.
The angler thing is actually not mine. I stole that from Toma Beasts, I think. That was one of my favorites from Toma Beasts. It was a real good monster. With the 29, you definitely know about angler spiders. You'd be a little more familiar with like the cave variants of things. And the big thing that you would know is that there are not a lot of spiders aberrations that burrow through stone. That's not really a thing that they do. There are a handful that burrow through like soft earth and stuff, but none of them burrow through stone, and certainly not like with these weird small holes. It doesn't really line up like that.
Also, looking at these holes, does it look like they were like? Are there any like? Does it look like it was like a drill? Does it look like it was like dug or scratched? Like, are there any like signs of how these holes were made?
Yeah, with your 33 investigation, it looks very organic and natural. It looks like termite holes or ant holes or something along those lines. Like they've just been kind of excavated by tiny critters in these like wriggling organic patterns.
Yeah, I just kind of grab my dagger, just like scrape it against the back of my neck, just thinking about ticks.
You're relieved when nothing comes out, and you know there's no blood when you pull the dagger back, and no invisible tick on the back of your neck.
Perfect.
All
right.
I hated that. That was the worst thing I've done to you guys.
Invisible ticks.
Agreed. It was really just honestly the worst.
Yeah, never again.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Looks like it's kind of clear. If I had to guess, just based on knowing our luck, I'm going to assume that what we're looking for is down these stairs.
Have I seen any sign of Big Daddy out there?
You've been keeping a watch too. You took the second on that perception check, and you saw basically the same thing. In fact, not even quite as clearly as Ace is able to see it. He was able to kind of follow it through the fog cloud for a little longer than you were. But you just saw it like scooping down, trying to put these bodies back into itself, and then you saw it like slough down into the streets and disappear.
Yeah, I just been known, like, since he's been inside searching this building, and I've been outside, there's no new sign of it.
Yeah, perception. Oh, also, I don't think I ever answered whether Lush followed that thing. Let me go back and just check.
A question about holy water. Does holy water damage like fiends?
Absolutely, fiends and undead.
Or just dead? Gotcha.
Oh.
And it's like what, 1d6?
I'd have to double check. I think it's 1d6. I tend to buff it in larger quantities. But I think that is what like a vial would do, yeah.
Yeah, I have 10 flasks. It's definitely more than the vial.
Yeah.
Would I get burned by holy water?
Do you want to try?
Drink it.
I'm not gonna drink it. Just stick my
Chug,
finger.
chug.
Yeah, just dip your finger. Let's see how it affects Cambia.
Sure.
Forget dipping
Carry.
finger. Go straight to like fucking
Just
chug, bro.
drinking it. Yep, it's perfect.
Maybe you can breathe fire. It'll be cool.
I mean, there are probably better ways to breathe fire than to do that.
No, yeah.
Yeah, I'll stick my
Ridiculous.
finger in it just to see.
All right, curious. You kind of dip your finger into it. Fuck, I don't know. Give me a Constitution saving throw.
Don't forget your D4.
That's
Oh!
probably gone. That was
Did we
only
just
10
always
minutes.
Oh my
skip
god.
that? Oh.
Also, I'm so sorry. This is very important, and I forgot to mention it. Boy, it's a little late too. I'll let you guys redistribute if it matters. Flick,
Frog still.
Flick and Nordo, you guys are both still poisoned, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. I thought that was just like the poisoned condition. It was like a thing.
There are special effects to that poison. When you guys regrouped and started to throw out heals, Flick and Nordo, healing doesn't seem to be working on either of you.
Oh, that's fine. Moat can spend 5 lay on hands to cure poison. So
Yeah.
I imagine it wastes one of my first rolls because that's how we discover it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
And then one will drop the 10 points of lay on hands. And sure enough,
Yeah.
that does seem to clear it up, although it leaves this lingering, dull kind of ache. And Flick, that ache has mostly subsided by this point until you dip your finger back into the holy water. And it's weird. You feel like a little irritation on your finger at first. And then it, like, starts to boil around your finger, and you have to, like, pull it back real quick. You don't take any damage because you're testing carefully. But you do realize also that in addition to kind of scalding your finger after a second or two, the bite mark, the wound where the poison had been injected, that begins to ache again. That you begin to feel that kind of flare back up again.
He's poisoned again?
You're not sure.
How do you feel?
Not great. Let's see, what was the first thing that you healed me with? That was 11, I think.
No, that was like 20 something.
Oh god, of course it was. Okay. Yeah, that's 22, and then I'll take the remaining 7 back.
Yeah, so take a 7 back, get back from Basu, and then take like another 8, because I don't need to be topped off.
I don't necessarily need to be.
Yeah, I got way more health than you, though, so you got less wiggle room to do, and also they seem to be after you, so...
That's fair. That's fair.
So another follow-up question to this experiment. What did I feel?
When you had the poison injected to you?
No, I wasn't injected by
Oh, that's right.
anything.
You fought it off.
Nothing can hit me. But like,
Oh,
Our
right.
bond
Right,
of
your bond.
weird-
no, by my bond with Flick.
Right. Nothing immediately. No, nothing immediately.
This isn't a weird soul tingling damage when he touches holy water. So
No, it just hurts.
you're not poisoned or sickened or anything. Nauseous.
Yeah, after pulling your finger out, a couple minutes later, it seems to subside. Although it is bizarre, you definitely felt some phantom pains where that bite was.
Huh, even though that wasn't on my finger?
Even though it wasn't where you applied the holy water, yeah.
Weird.
Is it like tender, like itchy? It's healing, or like it's getting worse?
When you kind of pull your finger out and stop contact with the holy water, it gets better after a while.
Okay.
It impregnated you.
That's good to know, Flick.
Yeah, please don't dump any on me. It'd be great.
I expect
mean-
a challenge, but holy water.
I try not to. It's a good thing you didn't drink it.
Why would you ever drink holy water? There is no positive benefit to doing
I
that.
know. Who suggested it?
Oh, Elise isn't here. God damn it.
Elise drinks holy water.
I only drink holy water.
I never touch anything that ain't holy.
I'm the queen. I have to drink only holy water.
God.
All 9 gods bless this water before I can drink it.
Nomad, give me
All
a
right.
religion check. Somebody has to know this useless information.
Okay, here. I'm gonna fucking... There, 23.
Oh, thank God.
Roll a 5.
When you were in on Mirage and you did a lot of specific studying of Zuanu and that weird chamber with all the pillars in it where all the bodies were interred, you would know that some of Zuanu's burial rites, and also some other religions, but especially Zuanu's burial rites, involve the priests taking a sip of holy water as just part of the ritual.
Okay, it's a ritual thing.
It's kind of symbolically meant to prove that the people responsible for dealing with the dead are qualified to deal with the dead, and are not, like, necromancers or evil or liches or
yeah.
whatever.
Well, here's the thing, silly fools. Necromancers wouldn't be affected by holy water. They're not inherently like devils.
It's also
Or necromancer.
delicious. It's the best water you'll ever drink.
Better than the mineral water.
Better than Kool-Aid.
Better than Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid isn't water. At that point, it's more sugar than water.
Yeah, if you apply Kool-Aid to holy water, it actually unhollows it.
Kool-Aid is the drink of the devil.
It is reportedly sweet.
It produces
I'm surprised.
unholy water.
Unholy water's just
Kool-Aid is-
Kool-Aid.
Demonic or something.
Oh yeah.
Evil.
Oh yeah.
That's why you feel great first, and then you feel terrible. That's a
You
demonic crash.
Anyways,
Anyway,
Did you find out, Ace?
door.
We're already at the facility, right?
yeah, you guys are at the facility. Ace has checked out the main portion of it, which appears to be kind of just a big empty warehouse. But he's reported that he found a secret doorway leading, or a secret stairway leading down to a secret basement.
Is it weird that I have bits of Samson Tomarella with me?
Yeah, actually, it is. How? Where?
I don't. Well,
What bits?
Because I asked you, like, hey, can I use Samson Tomarello to form a reliquary worth 500? And you're like, yeah, sure.
Boy, that
So
is true.
So I don't know which parts. I imagine a finger or something.
just his foot.
A whole foot. We're gonna lead it.
A finger seems reasonable. He probably
Yeah, a
did
finger.
offhandedly mention that it's kind of weird when you resurrect him into a ghost at Firebird's Roost that he's missing a finger, but you know.
Yeah.
Sounds
I mean,
like an
I didn't have
offhanded
it-
remark.
He
Yeah,
thinks
I didn't
that,
have it then.
He thinks that you must have probably lost it when you were trying to piece them back together.
I might have like just taken like a roll of skin, like scroll, like parchment, and just put it in this box. So he's like missing some skin off his back or something, or just his ass is slightly smaller.
He just has one ass cheek.
The butt of Samson Tomarello, the most holy of relics.
The holy butthole.
The one ass
butt
cheek.
holy.
God, stop.
Butthole.
I hate all of this.
You decide which part I took. I don't know.
I'm gonna
the
veto it being his
finger.
butthole.
Yeah,
So
you're the one who
The
said it
sphincter
was
jokes
okay.
are over, so.
We've finally gotten away from sphincter jokes.
You say that, but I still have the nautiloid.
Yeah. Should we go down this tunnel?
That
Oh my
that
god, you
topic is
guys,
closed tight and will never reopen.
Speaking of sphincters closed tight, we could get in the nautiloid, shrink, and go down this weird bug hole for our Honey
Oh.
We Shrunk the Kids episode.
Wait, does the nautiloid shrinks?
It does.
Yeah, it
No.
shrinks down to bug size.
It shrinks to about chicken size.
Oh.
Yeah,
But then it can peck at the holes.
I love this idea, but unfortunately, it's been established
Hold on,
that
hold
it's
on.
chicken size.
So if it shrinks to the size of a chicken and ejects us out of its sphincter, are we still tiny?
No. You're immediately shunted to full size when you leave the vehicle.
Ah,
Can it like hold its sphincter up against the hole and just like shoot us down into the...
It certainly can. It can definitely.
that's
try.
one way to
Uh,
fucking
Oh, we can just take the stairs.
I sure do. I sure do have rules for taking damage from the size changes.
I've seen it.
No, I'm
I've
pretty sure that
studied it.
we would. Everyone but Nordo would die instantly.
I'd be fine.
Let's just,
Nordo might break free.
I can shrink us all down to gnome size.
we can also just, we could also just like go down the stairwell.
If we use
That
reduce on the nautiloid and then it shrinks, then would it be bug size?
Well, what if you shrink? Well, we wouldn't shrink if it
I guess
shrank.
you do a reverse order. You shrink
We
it
would
down to
die.
chicken size and then cast reduce on it.
Yeah, but we wouldn't shrink inside of it, so we would be
That's
crushed.
true. Stupid. I just want to fight like a CR30 ant, you know?
I can. Oh my god. We don't have to have a giant enemy crab battle. We just need to make you guys tiny.
Then we can have a regular enemy crab battle.
Regular enemy
And we're-
crab.
A regular
And then
enemy
the Nomad just casts a giant fireball and just kills it anyways.
Alright, I'll see
It's
what
it's a regular firebolt, but it's giant for us.
see what I can do, no promises.
Okay. You want me to? I'm gonna peek down the stairs, guys.
For some reason, this sounds like shenanigans on the food island.
Kinda
It
does.
I feel like they shrink us in a weird conveyor belt because there's actually serving people or whatever, and we have to fight some of the produce, and one of which is like
I know what's happening. They're making food bigger so they can make more money, but we turn the machine backwards so the conveyor belt starts going backwards, so it starts shrinking us, and we get stuck on the conveyor belt.
Guys, you're spoiling the food arc.
no man, this is fact getting ideas to use later.
All right, Ace triumphantly and bravely leads the way down these stairs. Let me pull you over to the map.
Let me just collect all my holy shit that I've put all over the place.
Oh my god, we should go on a magic school bus adventure. You're right, Flick.
You weren't there for Miss Frizzle. You don't know about Miss Frizzle.
What do you mean?
I don't want to talk about Miss Frizzle.
You don't know about Miss Frizzle. What?
Fuck Miss Frizzle, though.
Fucking magic school bus, man. Just some weird kinky shit with
Yeah,
that.
man. Child endangerment is tight.
Isn't it like the first episode? Like the guy kills himself in like space, and they're like,
What?
it's fine.
Oh.
He takes his helmet off. It's like one of the first episodes.
That is one of the first few episodes that Arnold takes his helmet off because his cousin's driving him insane. So he's just like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna die."
I'm just gonna kill myself in space.
I saw that clip. I didn't see that episode, but I saw that clip. I love Magic School
Is
Bus.
that actually the justification? Is he just like was so unrelated?
Yeah,
She kept trying to like take souvenirs from everywhere. She was just being really greedy and crazy, and he was just like, I can't take this anymore, and just takes it off in the middle of space.
Huh.
Yep.
All right. Anyway, Ace leading the way down these stairs. Give me a perception check. Ooh. Neat.
Wait. 37.
All right. As you are making your way down, you notice that this place has not been touched in a very long time. There's a thick layer of dust all over everything. It's also way less finished and safe and secure than the rest of the place. It's very apparent to you right away that this was intended to be kind of a secret basement. There is just way less polish on the whole place. The stone is roughly cut. The stairs are not perfectly even. But you do notice that sitting almost kind of conspicuously in the corner of the floor over here is a little golden ring. Flat, like a disc, like a washer almost, like a washer. It's about the size of a quarter or so. And it's unusual to you because it seems very, like, conspicuous. Like it was placed there to be seen.
Yeah.
Like
If I'm not getting anything with my true sight on it, am I?
Nope, nothing like that.
Does Vasu get anything with his permanent detect magic?
It does ring up as magical. It's got a little bit of transmutation on it.
I'm gonna look around to see if it's like attacked. If there's like any traps in the area, like if it's like bait for a trap.
Sure. With your perception check, you take a very close look around for any signs of a trap, tripwire, pressure plates, or even just unusual, architecture that would make it seem like a trap. And you don't see any. It seems to be just kind of sitting there normally. It seems very much like it was placed there kind of intentionally and conspicuously, but it doesn't seem to have been placed there as like bait. It's a little hard to describe. You get a natural 20 inkling that it was placed there to be found by you.
All right, I'll go ahead and pick it up. Take a look over it.
All right. As you look it over, with some of the recent learning that you've been doing with Gale about artificing and tinkering and magical equipment, you would recognize that this is a very, not really commonplace, but sort of commonplace. It's a magical component, something that would be used in a magical item. And it has kind of a conductive element to it. It's usually used to connect two pieces of a magical apparatus together to let magic flow between those two pieces. It's almost like a connecting wire or a screw or something like that.
So kind of like how Gil does his like marriage bond thing.
Yeah, kind of, sort of.
Gale, Nomad, found this.
Interesting. Magic ring.
Mm-hmm. Boss, you said transmutation. Do you think it's someone been turned into a ring?
I could identify it while we're walking if you wish.
Give me Tinker's tools. You might not need to.
Oh, cool. Let's do it, Gale. Gale's probably better at this, so I'm just gonna give him the help action.
And I'll nod approvingly.
+6. 38.
Gale would know that it is very normal for this part to have a little bit of transmutation on it. That's just kind of part of why it's made, is to help move magic through it to the other thing.
Does he know what it is used for?
Yeah, he would know the same thing. In fact, he would probably be a lot more familiar with it just because he's been doing this for a lot longer. It is essentially just a conductive ring. It helps move magical energy from one place to another, usually between parts of a magical apparatus. It is like a connecting wire. It is weird that it is not that it's here. It should be in a machine somewhere.
Gotcha. So when you say ring, you didn't mean like jewelry ring. You meant more like a washer
Yeah, it's more
or
like
something.
a washer. Exactly.
Gotcha. All right. I'll keep a hold of it until or whoever can keep a hold of it. Maybe Gale, if you want to hold on to it until we find what it goes to.
So, based on what I've seen, visions of General Springtrap, what sort of fellow did they seem like? Did they seem nervous? Did they seem...
Boy. Give me an insight check.
Not very good at those, but I am proficient. Tell me your secrets.
Geeky, nerdy, nervous inventor. Very kind of like, not great with people. Just kind of a recluse. A little anxious all the time.
Would I get the sense that, like, he's the kind of person who would leave this out here in open because you need it?
Boy, maybe. Possibly. He was very smart from what you've seen. You've been told stories about how he was on literally the cutting edge of arcane technology.
Yeah. But this clearly wasn't his plan. This was the kobold's plan.
That did seem to be the case.
So maybe he left it?
Possibly. Ace, as you come around the corner, you can see a little bit more into here. And one of the first things that you notice...
Also, I don't know if I said this, I am doing this stealthily. I'm probably maybe a little bit ahead. Since I can move at full speed, I'm probably a little bit ahead of everyone. Maybe a turn or two.
Yep, and I will keep that 37 rolling until it becomes necessary.
Yeah. And until you tell us it's safe, I guess we just keep a safe distance following.
Yeah. One of the first things that you notice is that a little ways up to the northeast, there is a cavern that opens up. And you can see that there's a faint dim blue light in it, which is odd because you're underground. You assume that there's probably some sort of artificial lighting going on over there, although it's hard to say what it is.
Does the light seem to be illusionary?
It does not. It appears to be natural, normal light. It doesn't ring up as unusual with your true sight. The next thing that you notice is that there are little bits of this wispy kind of cobweb that are beginning to line the floor, kind of creeping up the walls a little bit, and deeper in, even all the way up to the ceiling. And you can see that around here or so, where it opens up into the cavern, it starts to get very, very, very thick. It seems to coat the entire ground. It's bizarre because there's like a layer of dust all over everything, but the dust kind of gives way to cobweb, and then the cobweb gives way to like almost a blanket of funnel web, cottony stuff. It's a little bizarre.
Do we want to step up the stairs, guys, and just have Moat just throw some fire down here and just incinerate all this dust and cobwebs?
No.
So it seems like it might be.
I'm just saying, I'm just thinking that I don't want to be stuck in those cobwebs or see what is using those cobwebs.
I'd be a little more concerned about accidentally burning something. What matters, though?
I see your point.
We can apply fire if it becomes important.
Yeah, I'm going to stand here before we touch the cobwebs because I know spiders sit on their webs or is it cobwebs? It's spider webs, or is it like cobwebs? Because cobwebs is made from dust, not spider webs.
Go ahead and give me a perception check if you want. If you want to get up close and start handling it, it'll be investigation.
I
Otherwise, just
don't
perception.
want to touch it. I just want to take a look at it.
Cool. Understood. taking a careful look at it from a safe distance without wanting to go too much deeper in, you can tell that it almost resembles cotton candy that you have like sprayed a fine mist on with a spray bottle. What I mean by that is it's got these long kind of strands that are twisted together that eventually form these like silk-like ropes. But there are little droplets that are formed all along it, kind of like an ooze or a gunk or a goo. They look like they would probably be sticky and wet to the touch. They definitely don't look like natural spider webs, so much as like slightly damp cotton candy.
Gotcha. All right.
We'll go ahead and start the process of getting that up. It'll take 10 minutes, though.
And then while he's doing that, I'll probably just send Lush to fly around and with his blind sight get a view for like without touching any of the spider webs.
Sure. He kind of cautiously pokes his head around corners, trying to get an eye for things. Go and give me a perception check.
Modified 20.
Alright, he's able to see that there are other exits into this kind of cave-like area for sure. And likewise, all of these other exits into the cavern seem to increase with density of this weird kind of string-like material. There are also...
Every time you said exits, I kept hearing you say eggs at first, and I was very uncomfortable.
Eggs. The whole place is formed in kind of like a square like this, but you can see that there are two doorways or archways leading into a central chamber here. The central chamber has kind of a stone-like pattern or a circle-like pattern of stones, and the big circular stone in the middle of it is kind of raised a little bit higher than all of the others.
Like a pedestal?
Not quite that high off the ground. More like pressure plate. Not even that high. It's like an inch or two higher than the others. Like pressure plate maybe, or something like that. Also,
Gotcha.
Down here, you can see that there are bits of junk. There are scraps, including some that look like they were probably automatons or helper bots or things like that. There is a little kind of bundle of copper and brass pieces that is slumped against the wall over here. It's got two tiny little arms with claws at the end that look like they could have picked things up, and a couple of stubby little feet. There's one over here that just kind of looks like a circle that rolled around, but you can see that it's got a couple of appendages that could pop out the side, almost like a Modron. It's very apparent that there were actually like working mechanical devices down here, but they seem to have stopped functioning and are no longer active.
Gale, do you think you could like hack into them?
I could. I kind of want to. I'm gonna go poke these webs.
All right.
No, maybe you don't, because last time you shot a giant monster and it was not working out well.
No, I can deal with this.
No,
Wait.
no.
Sorry, I hate to do this as a DM, but is Ace calling Gale out for shooting the big monster too many times?
No, he's the one who shot it to begin with and made it see us and attack us.
Okay.
No, it saw me and was coming to attack me first. I shot it because it was coming after me.
It was coming right at him.
It was coming right at him. Just like 30 to 50 feral hogs.
But also, his first plan was to like turn it into a chicken, which was a great plan.
It's a great plan.
It was just unfortunate that the thing was immutable.
Yeah.
That's like an hour of us just not worrying about it. You know?
I'm just gonna go throw a stone into some of these webs and see if anything comes out.
Alright, you kind of grab a rock and you toss it into some of the webs. And you can see that it does definitely stick and wraps around it like a snowball. But there is no reaction to it. Nothing comes crawling out. Give me a perception check.
Can I also give a perception check?
Absolutely. You're watching the whole thing.
Could Vasu rip off a bit of like the web with the mage hand and bring it over so I can examine it?
Sure. As you guys both kind of look out in that direction, yeah, you watch as the rock kind of lands, and it definitely, like, the weird sticky goop that is coating these strands of kind of cotton candy-like material, they're definitely sticky. It wraps around it like a snowball, it rolls along, and it leaves a little path. Gale, you do notice there's no, like, reaction, there's no noise, there's not a bunch of spider chittering or anything like that. But you do see that the trail of these strands that was disturbed begins to regrow rapidly over the course of 6 to 12 seconds or so. And after like a good 15-20 seconds, it's like it was never disturbed at all. You can still see the rock that was kind of encased and entombed in all of these strings but they have refilled the position that was taken up. It's like it regrew quickly to fill in the gap that was left behind. Ace, you see all of that, and then additionally, you swear that out of the corner of your hearing, I guess it would be, you hear just a very faint kind of coming from down to the south or so.
Is that? I'm gonna poke around the corner. Poke around the corner.
Yeah, you poke your head around the corner, you can see that there's another exit into this cavern. There's another one of these like weird little copper helper bots over here. There's also a pair of boots that are sitting on this corner, although they are long decayed, just bits of leather that have kind of... it is a little bizarre, actually. These boots, the base of them, the sole of them, seems to have held up okay, and it's of this weird kind of dark black material that you're not super familiar with, even with your tinkering background. Out of character, it looks like early, mid-1800s galvanized rubber.
Black magic. Does it look like the voice would have come from the spot of the robot, or like deeper in?
Somewhere in that ballpark. It's a little hard to tell because it resonated strangely. Vasu was probably talking about how he's going to do this cool mage hand trick. But you swear that you heard it even past all that talk and coming from somewhere in this direction.
I heard some laughter, guys, when you did that.
Laughter.
Yeah.
Um.
I'll just because I can, I'll just mimic it.
1 moment, please. And he's going to pull out his Shul skull, not his skull. And he's going to manifest the mind, producing the tiny little floating kobold skull with little tentacles coming out the bottom.
Excellent.
And he's gonna use it to. He's gonna use his He's gonna put his vision into it, basically, and his senses, and he's gonna make it go explore the cave. It's got a range of 300 feet.
Excellent. Does it attempt to be stealthy at all?
It can't. It's like glowing.
Perfect. It's emanating light. Does it have any like special vision, dark vision, or anything like that?
Let me check. I think it has dark vision 60 feet.
Cool. It is actually dimly lit out there too.
Yeah, if we're sending things out, I'm gonna have my bow ready to shoot any spiders.
Vasu does, for the record, before we move on too far, send his mage hand out, and he tries to just grab a clump of this stuff and pull it back. And at first it gives very easily, as if he was just kind of scooping up cotton candy or whatever. But as he starts to pull the mage hand back, you can see that it begins to stretch and strain like a rubber band, and eventually forms kind of a very tight bond, and he's not able to pull it any closer. He's able to get it, like, I don't know, 15 feet away from where he picked it up before it is pulled totally taut, and he's not able to, like, pull it further with the mage hand.
Okay.
I'm watching for another one of those laughter thingies.
So it can be damaged, but it can't be moved?
Seemed like it.
At least not pulled apart.
At the very least, it stretches for a little while, and then it becomes very taut, and it has a lot of resistance. Too much for the mage hand, anyway.
Like it can't be pulled apart by 10 pounds of force.
Right.
Okay. How heavy was that rock that you threw?
It was probably like the size of a golf ball or so.
Was it 10 pounds?
It's definitely a large boulder. I'm strong.
Yeah.
I tore out a piece of the wall, and I threw it in
It's
there.
the brick.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Nardo, break off a piece of that wall.
He's busy casting a ritual.
Yeah.
Oh,
It sheds,
Then I would love to break that wall.
yeah. This thing sheds dim light in the 10-foot radius, so I don't think it's very good at hiding.
But
But it has dark vision of 60 feet.
some things do all happen, and for the sake of cinematic timing, it happens right about the time that Nordo finishes his ritual.
Sweet.
Although, Nordo, at first you're curious if it's a ritual, but everybody else hears this as well. And it is not just because you have Speak with Beast up. When you summon your manifest mind over, we'll say here or right next to you or something like that, You watch as one of the trashed little robots, the one that was slumped against the wall right here, suddenly perks up, and it looks up at the Manifest Mind, and it hops to its feet, and it just, like, waddles over, and it's, like, staring at the Manifest Mind.
It's alive.
Do the others seem to react?
They don't-
Chubby Muppet?
just this one. It's this tiny little bastard. He's like he's got like the proportions of a tiny little desk trash can.
Oh
Two
my
stubby
God.
little legs, and these beady little bright white eyes, that, they're probably like lenses or something like that. But it is, just staring up at your little Manifest Mind.
Can I, like, Tinker's Tools give it a status check? Does it seem damaged?
Looking it over, just at glance, go and give me a Tinker's Tools check, without touching it or opening it up, just to see what it looks like from sight, from vision. It looks very damaged. You can see that it's bent and dented in all sorts of ways. One of its legs is a little bit misaligned. You can actually see like broken bits of wire. It's even from just an outward inspection, it is bizarre to you that this thing is able to move at all. It does not look like it should be operable.
May I bending it as an action?
Does that require you to touch it?
Let me see. I think it gets a range at this level, but I'm not completely sure.
I can't remember what the evolving cantrip.
Yeah, let me cast it and see what it says. So, 11th level. 17th. I think...
It has a range of 15.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, when you kind of begin to channel this as an action, you watch as several of the dents just kind of boop, boop, pop out until its surface is pretty even. You watch as one of the little legs kind of unbends itself and straightens out. The wires kind of bend themselves back into shape and snap themselves back together and just magically meld as if they had been soldered back together, but there's no evidence that there was ever a break to begin with. And the whole thing looks a lot more all in one piece, kind of.
Could I tell its purpose?
Boy, it's
Design?
a little difficult. With that Tinker's Tools check, it appears that it would probably be capable of storage. It has a little compartment on the inside of it that opens up, almost like fucking Bender from Futurama or whatever.
Yeah, it seems... What? It seems interested in the Manifested Mind?
Yeah, the entire time that it's doing this, occasionally it'll break its attention and look at you. It seems to realize that, like, you control this thing, maybe. But it is fixated on this thing. This thing only comes, it's like a foot tall, and I imagine your flying thing is probably 3 or 4 feet off the ground. And it's just sitting there bewildered, staring up at this thing.
Okay, look. Look at this little thing. I'm not sure what its purpose is.
Huh.
I drift the mind closer to it to see what it does.
Yeah, you start to lower it down, and you can practically see like a cat as you're lowering a toy to it. It's if it had irises, they would be dilating. It seems to like tighten up with anticipation. And then once it gets down within range of it, you watch as all of these copper bits that are composing it fly apart, revealing on the inside just a bunch of this sticky cotton candy stuff on the inside. Like there were no machine bits on the inside at all. And a amorphous kind of pseudopod of this sticky webbing grabs your mind and starts bashing it against the ground. And this thing just begins attacking violently your spectral mind. There's
Okay, Ace, you're right. You can burn it, burn it.
It's alright. It doesn't seem to enjoy this mind. It's a good thing this thing is indestructible.
Yeah, it's sitting there thrashing and kicking, and eventually it kind of like wraps the weird stringy bits all around it, and tries to absorb it into itself and close like this thing trapped inside of its weird copper body.
I dispel the mind kind of.
All right, as
Does
soon
it-
as
Or get swallowed.
as soon as it kind of like disappears, you dispel it, and this thing just kind of stops. It seems satisfied for the time being. It looks up at you, and you speak Undercommon, right?
Yep.
It says, "Am I your best Muppet now?"
Sure. You're my best Muppet.
Thank you.
What's your name, Muppet?
I am best Muppet.
Oh,
What is your... What? Tell us something. Fun fact.
I'm the best Muppet.
what was your purpose here, best Muppet?
To be the best Muppet.
You've achieved this goal.
Yes, I have fulfilled my purpose. I am the best Muppet.
What can you tell us about that weird substance?
I believe that it gives me life.
Where does it originate?
He just kind of like points out into the cave.
Okay.
Is it synthetic or organic?
It is me. Am I synthetic or organic?
I don't know.
Likely synthetic.
Kind of like looks down at himself, and you watch as it kind of like pops open again. And again, you can see there's all these metal parts that are being held together by this sticky cotton candy material. But the cotton candy itself certainly seems to be like kind of moving in a very weird and organic way.
Right. Now that he's opened up, can I kind of squat down and get a better look and do another check?
Sure. Give me Tinker's tools.
What do you make of this, Gale? Fuck. It was a 3 before, now it's a 1.
I'm gonna talk to Nomad in his mind.
Okay.
Say, alright, I'm gonna boot this thing into that tunnel and then I'm gonna shoot it. Is that cool?
If you wish, I don't think it has any more information, but it seems hostile toward magical effects.
I think it might be hostile towards Toto.
It doesn't seem to attack Toto,
Oh.
at least.
I think it has a issue with companions.
Oh, just companions.
So,
So it doesn't
hey.
like you, it doesn't like Dunstan.
yeah, I'm
No,
gonna
not Dunstan.
run up to it, and I'm just gonna hoop it with my metal leg
Sure. Give me an
as
athletics check.
hard as I can.
Yeah. Give me an athletics check.
And I'm holding my bow for the ready in case something attacks us. So,
Yeah.
like, let loose.
I'm sorry, you were the best Muppet.
Gale comes
Bye, bitch.
running
And then,
up and football punts this thing out. It lands with a clatter and rolls around in there. You
Alright,
watch as
I
parts begin
pull out
to fly in
Zephyrus.
different directions.
I pull out Zephyrus and I fire a salamander shot at it.
Hell yeah! Oh shit!
Oh
that's
god.
a fire
Oh,
one, yeah.
fire! Oh no,
Yeah.
we're just
Oh.
talking about the web, Gale! No!
Also, we are in dust.
So here's the thing. I think that Ace may have been right about this stuff. Secondly, this stuff is clearly organic, so I don't actually think it's going to be that flammable.
Yeah, it also did say it was. He did say it was moist.
It was more
Or
stretchy.
dewy.
Like it's not going to.
Unless it's like, flammable liquid.
Oil.
Also-
Oil is flammable, and it's
Also,
organic.
true. On top of that, this stuff regrew. We got to burn the hell out of this shit. Like, this
Oh
gotta
yeah,
go.
that's yeah.
When it was just spiderweb and this stuff was going to ignite and like suffocate us, no. But this is like some weird alien shit. It's got to go.
Should? Are you saying this after you have already shot your bullet afire?
I guess I'm probably explaining this in my head as
Yeah.
I'm firing.
As you
Okay.
pull the trigger. I
Okay.
accept this explanation. Do what you think is right.
Well, it's a little late to prepare.
Give me a shot.
Oh, there's just one of them. I'm sure there's no more.
No.
Nomad just has enough time to plug his ear holes with 2 tentacles.
Yeah, 18 is an easy shot on this thing, even if as it's rolling around. The shot resonates through the tight hallways. Everybody's eardrums ring for a moment. As it does 23 points of piercing damage, this thing collapses. And then it's a fucking... Yeah, is that fire damage?
8 fire damage. Everything within 10 feet needs to make a DC 17 dex save.
Fucking excellent. When...
Oh, wait, I lied. Just a sec. Yeah, everything within 10 feet makes the dex save or takes 8 points of fire damage. Additionally, the poor Moppet. The sweet precious Moppet takes 20 fire damage.
Okay. The first thing that you can tell is that this thing, if it wasn't already obliterated by the shot, seems to be incredibly vulnerable to fire damage. It erupts. It absolutely erupts. And not just in normal fire, but this brilliant, searing, bright white chemical fire. Which then flares up and catches all of the web around it, which also burns in this brilliant, bright white flame. You can see that there is just this pouring, thick black smoke that begins to just billow out from that cave. Thankfully, some of it drifts up into the weird, like, termite holes over your head. A lot of it begins to drift over towards the party. And this blazing inferno, the entire basement now is kind of like heated like you're near a kiln. And you can see that it is spreading rapidly deeper into the cave. Fortunately, it kind of burns and sizzles off right here at the exit where this, where it starts to get thinner. But you can see that this stuff appears to be incredibly flammable.
Doesn't it also have like some weird wind stuff? You could just like, or maybe Flick has a gust. You could just push all the smoke back into the tunnel, and so it's not coming out this way.
I have a question. Is my investiture of wind still up? I think it lasts 10 minutes.
10 minutes? Probably not. You guys did a lot of investigation upstairs.
Okay, I can cast it again, and I can just use it to because it's an item.
Yeah.
It has 4 charges.
Yeah,
I've
absolutely.
only used 1 so far.
Yep.
Yeah, investiture of wind, and I try to get smoke away from people in case we get carbon dioxide poisoning.
Yeah, there's definitely kind of this very high-pitched, sharp, kind of acrid chemical smell to the smoke. But with magic, you're able to kind of keep the billowing smoke out of your faces and eyes and noses, and create kind of a pocket of clean, breathable air as you watch this inferno rage. You watch as it kind of it burns like a flash, right? It's very, very fast, and then it's gone.
Yeah.
After 12 seconds, the fire has died out here, but you can see this white light is beginning to grow brighter and brighter around here to the south side, where it seems the fire is spreading around, and sure enough, you see the flames spread and engulf all of the web over here, and then over on this side as it burns the rest of the way through the cave. While that's going on, Nordo, what's up?
While that's going on, I just kind of want to listen to hear if I hear the sounds of any critters distressed by fire and smoke,
You do
and or just critters at all.
Yeah, you do notice that as this is going on, there is a pair of rats that kind of run out from this south side, and they're basically like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, and they scamper past your feet up the stairs and seem to be running away from that fire.
Okay, I'll try to just stop them on the way out. Oh, hold on, before you go, I'll keep you safe, but what's going on down there?
Give me animal handling or persuasion. They seem like they just want to keep fucking running.
I'm surprised there are rats down here, to be honest.
One of them ducks into a little hole at the corner of the wall here, but one of them stops for a moment and says, What are you doing down here? I've never seen you down here. What do you do?
Yeah, we're trying to figure out mostly what's dangerous down here, frankly. What's dangerous down here?
Nothing. Everything here is nice. It's quiet. There's not much. The beast in here, he's different. He doesn't hurt. He doesn't eat rats.
What does he look like?
The weird, and he kind of peeks his head around the corner, and he motions to just a couple of the bundle, kind of like that thing actually, kind of like this, and he motions to Toto.
All right,
And there's a few of them. They're nice.
What about all that weird sticky spider web
I
looking
don't
stuff.
touch it. I don't touch it. People get stuck in there. They get lost forever.
Understood.
Forever. Ugh.
They die.
Alright, we'll be on the lookout. Take care now.
Uh,
Just want to hide over in that hole. I'll let you know if we need anything.
Give me a luck check real quick, actually. Okay. This is, sometimes they come back, but they're not the same. It's not the same. It's not them. They're not the same.
How's the different?
I don't know. The voice is wrong. The movements are wrong. They're cold. Anyway, I have to go. That fire's gonna hurt. And he like starts to scamper off towards the rat hole.
Okay. Well, don't touch the webs. Locals say that if you touch them, you'll die, and you'll come back as some other cold, shambling, different version of yourself.
All right.
Whatever that means. Also, apparently, there's some big beast what lives here that looks something like Toto. The rats think he's nice. I don't know if he'd be nice
Just
to
one
us.
or a few of them.
I think you just said the beast. I think just one. But
As you guys are having this conversation, the fire does all kind of flare down. And looking through the thick, acrid smoke as it begins to kind of dissipate and drift up, you watch, and at first it seems that this cavern floor is just kind of a recently burned clean stone floor. But after an alarmingly short amount of time, like 30 or 40 seconds, you watch as this creeping, silky, weird cotton candy stuff begins to regrow and refill all of the spaces where it was before.
Perhaps it's another way through.
Do we get any better look into it?
Yeah.
What's burnt away?
Yeah, you'd be able to see a little farther, and let me reveal a little bit more.
Did it burn all the way back to the other ones as well? Like they were connected?
Yeah, it definitely seemed to connect. It wrapped around for sure. You do see that there are, and actually it's probably dimmer now because those are not resistant to fire. There are some bioluminescent, it looks like mushrooms or something, that are just giving a little bit of light in this kind of cavernous area. And those have started to melt and wilt a little bit. So it's actually probably quite a bit darker than it was initially. And also, I guess you technically wouldn't be able to see the water pattern, so just ignore all that. It's a cavern.
Can I stick my face down to the rat hole where they both scampered off to and just say, hey, fire's gone. If y'all got a second to do me a favor, I got some food for you.
Everything is quiet for a little bit, but eventually, with a little bit of a light cough, one's like, you got food? And he pokes his nose back out.
Sure, I get a little food, and I'll give him a little, bit of probably bird seed or something is what I have on me.
Okay.
It's pretty simple. I'd just like for you to sit with me here for a minute, and then when I tell you, just take a walk around this place. Show me what you know of it. Show me the beast if you can.
Oh, I can't show you the beast. The beast is past the web. Nobody goes in the web. Nobody comes back.
I got it.
I think. Yeah. No, that's one of them over there. And he kind of motions into the hallway where there are bits of the metal that have just now at this point just been blown apart, and they're just kind of sitting dead in all of this weird web-like stuff.
Okay.
But then he cautiously, nervously skulks around to this corner, and he motions to another bundle of the weird, slumped robot in this corner. And it's that's one. And he pokes his head around. He points to the boots. That's one. And there's one in this room too. And he kind of just shows you two more little robots, one here and one here, neither of which seem to respond when they're pointed. The pair of boots right here, and then he says, sometimes there's a little one that lives under that rock, and he points to this big circular rock in the middle of this room.
Okay. We don't currently see a construct there.
No, currently not.
You ain't got no way of getting past that web, no little tunnels, nothing you ever scamper around in?
It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Everything that would be good to eat in there is poisoned. The shiny things are poisoned. And the web, it sticks. Everybody who goes in sticks, and they're gone forever, unless sometimes they come back, but they're different.
All right then. Thank you very much. I appreciate your help, and I'll give him a little bit more food. Pass that on to the party. I guess there's this thing here must open up or something. Our friend says there's another machine what lives under there.
There is.
That's
when
what
you-
so Clarence said.
Did it find any other machines?
Just these ones what we already seen. These couple laying
Can I
on the floor.
collect them for scrap?
Do you go over to another one of the little robots?
Sure. Pick one up.
Yeah. When you bend down and you start to pick one up, the metal bits fly open, and all of this sticky goo inside of it just bursts out and starts to engulf your hand.
Sticky.
I don't think either of those hit. So you can see this like weird kind of venom-like cotton candy, venom like the Spider-Man thing, not like poison.
Yeah,
tries to-
okay, not the poison.
Yeah, it tries to like wrap itself around your hand and go up your wrist, and you're able to just real quick shake it free, and like it clatters back to the ground. It says, "Yeah, you're not Muppets Master.
Who is Muppets Master?
Not you. You're not Muppets Master.
I am not. But who is?
The Muppets Master."
It's very helpful.
They're actually not.
That was sarcasm, Nomad. I guess let's
Sorry.
next. It's fine. You're good.
Still working on that part. But yeah, okay, so they do not like being touched. They seem broken until you touch them. I gotta try mending that one as well. To just give it a touch up without actually touching it.
Sure. And sure enough, as the magic takes hold, all of the metal bits of it kind of pop back into place. The dents are freed, a couple of springs reform into their proper shapes. Yes, now I'll be the best Muppet. I'll be the favorite Muppet. You killed the old favorite Muppet, so now I can be the best Muppet.
They were aware of our old conversations.
I'm the best Muppet.
When this shit all started regrowing, could we tell what direction it came from?
Yeah, maybe give me like perception or even investigation.
Could I second that?
Sure. $20, $30. 20, you're able to guess that it's probably somewhere in like this shaded area directly to the east, because it seemed to go around the top entrance over here and the southeastern entrance over here at about the same time. Ace, you were able to probably guess that it's probably a little bit closer to like here or so, just based on the speed at which it grew into each of the entrances. It's a rough estimation, but it seems like it's probably right out in the cavern somewhere around here.
Okay.
The central point of it.
Also, before we get too much further, I kind of wanted to do this as we saw it starting to grow back.
Sure.
I wanted to go into Lucian, just have him dash out into here, like just dash through here and start going this way. And then if I start seeing him getting too close to stuff, I'll just snap him out of existence.
Sure. Okay, excellent. Give me a perception check from Lucian.
$19.
Delightful. As it rushes around, it only catches a brief glimpse before you can see all this webbing, like rapidly regrowing, and it feels like he probably needs to pull back, because as it regrows, this stringy-like material, it strands from floor to ceiling, wall to wall. It totally fills the space in here. It is eventually not just something that covers the floors and ceilings, but something that is strung up and fills the total volume of this cavern. However, with the 19, as he's trying to look towards the source of all of this growing, he swears that at the center of all of it, obscured by the string that is rapidly regrowing, there is a shape, kind of this hunched, demonic shape. This pale white skin that is easy to lose behind all of the skin flossy cotton candy. with these long tendril-like fingers. There's 12 on each hand. That are each curled and twisted in different ways, like a puppeteer that is doing a million things all at once with more fingers than any puppeteer should have. And you can see that there are a couple more of these weird little metal Muppets that are directly next to it that are kind of doing a dance of like gleeful anticipation, almost like a ritual as it regrows all of these strings. And you can also see that this weird demon-like face has these teeth in a horrid, entertained grin, and it's kind of like holding up what appears to be a dead rat that is animated by these strings. And it almost seems to be having a giggle to itself as it looks at this dead animated rat, and it moves its like weird long fingers around and makes the rat do a funny dance in front of it, like he's just entertaining himself at the mention of dead rats that come back a little different. And then it kind of snaps its eyes over like it hears wings, but then you summon Luciao.
Oh, that's creepy. Did he look organic, or did he kind of look like he was like a contraption of some sort?
He looked organic, but he definitely had weird just bits of scrap metal all over him, like they were just kind of plastered on.
Okay. That was creepy.
What did you
Roughly, where was he at in the shadow?
Yes, I will go ahead and start revealing more because he saw almost all of it. He had his back kind of pressed against the wall right here. And curiously, although you could see arms and hands with way too many fingers on each hand, and a face with enormous teeth that seemed to be in a permanent grin, you didn't see legs or even a lower body. It almost seemed like he was just coming out of string that was tethered to the wall, like he was fixed in place there.
He's a Moppet himself. Okay. Yeah, that guy was pretty creepy.
What
Do
is
you want
a
me to
Muppet?
deal with him?
Do you want to tell us what it is first, so we can like prepare for?
Well, I think I can just cage him.
Oh, by all means.
Do you think that will also stop the growths, or?
I think so. I'm gonna act quickly, so that I don't get caught in there. But yeah, it should only take a second.
I believe in you.
Would you like any buffs or anything?
I would like somebody to throw a torch in there,
Oh, a torch. Well, that's not a buff, but I can firebolt it. Basically.
and be ready to.
Wait, does anyone want?
Nardo, if you could be ready with a thorn whip to pull me out, just in case.
Yeah, we'll be right behind you.
Does someone want a little pick me up?
I think we're all like topped off.
I meant more like, does anyone want a? I don't know what it's actually called because I just have it called doing a line, but it's the thing that gives you like a 1d8 to your initiative.
Oh,
cool.
alacrity.
Yeah, alacrity.
Yep, and I'll do the same thing with the Nomad tattoo, and we all get that nice purple glow.
Yeah,
Like a bunch of Nomad
thank you.
zombies.
I
Should
love it. It's so
should I-
good.
Should I give this to Nordo or to Gale then?
I've already
Maybe-
done that.
I would love it.
Okay, here
Yeah.
you go. He just gives you some cocaine.
Just a baggie of blue stuff.
You touch a willing creature. The target tells a line of cocaine.
Where did you learn this?
I'll
Where
never
did
tell.
you
I'll never tell my sources.
learn sources.
As you guys are kind of like discussing this plan and getting buffs ready and throwing out spells, you do hear those of you who actually no, it would just be in common. Have you come to join? Do you wish to be one of my Muppets?
What is a Muppet?
Yes. Yes, please.
Don't be shy.
Good lord.
Alright, I'm coming. Okay, Nomad now.
Yeah. Firebolts the fucking web.
Alright, you fire a firebolt in there, and sure enough, you watch as that fire once again catches and ignites into this brilliant white flame that rapidly spreads throughout the cavern.
I think they're immune to fire. Just saying.
There's a
well, the one
fire
wasn't.
that begins to sweep down to the south. Gale, do you like run in behind the fire?
Pretty much. The second I see an opening, I run in to try to get about here.
Excellent. As you come around the corner behind this wave of fire, trying to wait until it is burnt out, you do see that all of these Muppets seem to just kind of drop when the fire goes over. It seems that they certainly are not withstanding the fire at all. The creature itself, exposed now that the webbing around it has been burned away temporarily, definitely appears to just be kind of a flesh and blood demon, although you can see that it is fused into the wall behind it, where really it's just kind of a torso that pokes out of the wall with these long, leggy arms and these spindly fingers, or hands with too many fingers on each of them.
Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted.
It's a wall.
So I jump out, and I do a tumble, and I start making some Naruto hand signs, just like Basu does all the time. You've got to argue it.
Does he do it like that the whole
It's
time?
canon now.
Of course
He's
he
not
does.
here to debate it. That's how he does
Yeah.
all his magic.
Why? No.
Slam my hands on the ground and box this dude into the wall.
Ooh, okay. If it would be surrounded, it can make a dexterity saving throw. Cool, it's the same rules as those things. Let's see here.
But
If it
it's
has
in
a
a wall.
movement speed.
Movement speed. And if it can escape, and you can double check. Oh no, this guy has shit.
I wonder if it travels via walls.
I don't know. If it does, sucks to be us, but I figured I would give it a shot.
Right?
I mean, it probably has tiny drilling thingies.
Interesting. I'm gonna roll this. Well, he wouldn't even. I mean, he would.
But would he though?
Maybe. You know, he's actually. He would. Let's see what happens. You are somewhat alarmed at how quickly he reacts. For something that is tethered to a wall, he has tremendous skill and speed and precision with his movement.
Yeah, what the hell?
And you see that he tries to, he recedes a little bit into the wall and tries to slink down to get out of the way of this thing, but rapidly hits the edge of where all of his strings have been burned away. And you can see that it's like he cannot move past because his strings have been burned away. And you were able to, frantically and quickly close him in with this stone wall. Let's see, I think you can just fully enclose him in there, right?
Yeah, I think I'm going to be able to double up the walls too.
Yeah, because you get 10 of those panels, and that is plenty more than enough.
Yeah.
So that is 12 thick inches of stone.
Thick.
And those are probably not super susceptible. Do you see what I do? Okay. It doesn't say it. Stone is not affected by acid. That's the whole point. Cool. Alright.
As soon as I see that Gale plan has succeeded, I'm just gonna slam my foot down on the ground, and a red vine leaps up out of the ground towards him to grab him and pull him towards me.
Alright.
Do a little thorn whip.
Pull Gale back, and you kind of watch to wait and see. Does it grow back? Does this thing get free? Does anything happen? And after 10 or 20 or 30 seconds, by the time that it would have grown back before, you can see that it is not. It is just smooth, burned away stone in there. It seems that it is not able to grow back. And for a brief time, everything is quiet. But then you hear muffled through 12 inches of stone. You are clever.
How can we hear that through 12 inches of
I was hoping he was just going to trail off that laughter. That was it.
Dude, I think he's going to pop out the other side of that wall and
Kill us.
But anyways, alright. I think it should be good.
We did it!
Yeah,
Excellent strategy, Gale.
thank you.
You think perhaps it's safe to go
Nope.
around now?
Probably not.
Oh. it got covered.
It's stone. I'm just.
Okay.
You know, it's stone.
Yeah.
So you
So-
think the documents are down there, maybe? Or where do we expect they are?
Well, you said there was another robot under here, right?
That's what Clarence said.
Wait, hold on. I'm gonna stay next to you where it's probably safe. I'm gonna investigate this.
All right. Give me an
Is it actually like a pressure plate, or is it like a robot underneath of it just being like, hello?
Sure. Give me an investigation check.
I'll give you the help action.
I don't need it.
You will. It's a plus hit.
I have permanent advantage on it.
Yeah, but if I help you, that's a 35.
Oh, okay.
It
you.
takes so tremendously less than a 35 to realize that the closest to the truth of the situation is that it is almost like a manhole cover. This stone is meant to be lifted up, and it is kind of concealing a compartment where there are a bunch of mechanical components underneath. Among those mechanical components, at first it looks like it's just part of the weird machinery that is behind this thing. But you realize that it is actually a robot that is trying to stay perfectly flat. And it's teeny tiny. It's like the size of a dollar bill. It's basically like a copper sheet that has been cut like a gingerbread man. So it's got two tiny little arms and two tiny little legs. But its head is another one of those golden rings, those like connector washer things. And you can also see that there are, how many? Double checking. Found one on the head of this thing. There are also 3 more of them that are just kind of sitting loose around it, scattered around it. And you can also see that it seems to be kind of like wriggling and twisting. And you realize with your investigation, it is trying to pull itself through a tiny little termite-sized hole where there are a couple of tiny little strands of this silk that are like puppeting it from the backside.
Oh, slam it shut. Not going to expose us to more holes.
As you slam it shut and kind of take a step back, you do kind of realize that looking around the ceiling and the walls all around you, there's like 70 or 80 holes just kind of all over. Just like termite drilled holes all around you. All of which you remember have some amount of silk and stuff in them.
Oh man, I forgot my water skin. I'm going to go grab it.
I don't know what that means.
It was a deceptive way in case that thing could just attack us at will to make it seem like I didn't know that those holes were there full of silks.
Perfect. I do want to show this even though you only saw it briefly. Hang on, let me pull it up.
Thank you.
Little gingerbread man.
Yeah, he was cute. That part I was okay with.
He's pretty cute. I like him.
I don't see him. Where is he?
Hang on, I'm switching over the map.
Aw,
It's just a little guy.
it's like a gingerbread angel that was beheaded.
His head pops off too. Oops! Put it back. Put it back.
We have one of those rings.
You do,
Yeah.
including the one that you have. We'll throw that one there.
Do you guys want to make sure that our good puppet master friend isn't going to escape and attack us while we're trying to solve this puzzle?
I can keep a eye out.
Oh, this looks like a fun puzzle.
Keep an eye out as well. That way I don't have to do the puzzle.
Yeah. This is Is this documents? I thought we came down here for documents.
I'm not sure what we came out here for, to be completely honest.
Is it
We're here.
either I don't
Activate
know
the thing that I mistranslated.
Yeah. As you kind of pull that out and wave it past the box to activate, and then hold it close to this thing, You do see that almost like a black light, it does reveal, and I don't have it drawn on here because I'm a terrible DM. Let me do it real quick with Roll20 tools. The same symbol of a scorpion right here.
Push the box against it to get another clue. That's what you did last time, right?
Do you think that the weird webby things are like an extension of his body? If we just like threw the cube into like the web, would it just slowly kill him?
Who was watching? Give me a perception check. The people that were watching for danger.
That's me and Nordo.
Cool. And nobody responded until these perception checks happen.
Sure.
Perfect. Nordo, as Ace asked that question, you do kind of notice that looking up to the ceiling, like 5 feet behind Ace, there's a little wispy tendril of cotton candy that is wriggled free of one of these holes in the ceiling and is just kind of fishing around in the air like it's trying to feel or grab at something.
You really might want to go get that water skin, little orc.
Oh, he's over there.
Sitcom noise. He's right behind me, isn't he?
Do you want me to just keep firebolting these webs until like they don't grow? They're gonna grow back, but like
Yeah. What doesn't that cube like cause lots of pain and suffering and death?
no, it does 1d6 electric damage.
Like, yeah. So if we just like threw it into the web, he'll just keep holding on to it until he dies.
Here's the thing: we burnt the web. It just
Yeah,
grows
but
back.
he's probably there are like we've already fought demons and devils. He could just be one of those. Fire doesn't really work on them.
Oh,
Yeah,
such
I just-
harsh words. Such harsh words. Demon, devil. What makes you any better than me?
I didn't say better. You're the one who's immune to fire damage, not me.
Makes sense. I used to say that I am not the superior, that I shouldn't live on this world. I would still keep you around as Muppets.
Who are you?
You know, we don't. You know, we can just leave you alone. We just came here for one thing, and we can just be on our way. You can just be the best thing that's ever existed down here.
I would rather that you stayed if you please. I can always use more.
No, thank you.
What's a moppet?
You
I know,
want
right?
to be.
What is?
Do you think there are rats inside those little robots that are being controlled by the webs, and they're not actually robots?
We've seen the inside. It seemed like it was just the webs.
I feel like the rats would have told me.
Well, the rats did say they came back different.
That's true,
Yeah.
I guess.
Different.
That's because they were being puppeted.
Like this. And Trev,
Yeah.
you see that out of a little hole in the corner, just almost invisibly being puppeted by these tiny silky strands. This shambling facsimile of a long dead rat puppets its way out, and it begins to kind of waltz, almost with like a comical, like a trot, over to the nearest person. Oh, it's totally harmless. Look, it just wants to be friends. Kind of like starts to brush its tail against somebody's ankle.
Oh no, we're staying away from these things.
You would be the best Muppet.
We killed the best Muppet.
Oh, of course,
There was
that's
no
why you would be
replacing.
the best. Don't you want to be the best Muppet?
I'm not that kind of insecure.
Insecure? No.
No. My ambitions lie much above the rungs of this ladder.
Oh, ambitions. This and that. You don't need those. All you need is something to keep you grounded. And you do see that one of these wisps is starting to kind of like brush its way over to your cheek.
Yeah, staying away from those.
Yeah, you like swat it, and like it just immediately kind of falls to the ground. It has no actual tensile strength to it. It's like batting at cotton candy, but it's certainly enough to like be annoying and kind of like keep brushing when it regrows.
Yale, how's it going in there?
Alright.
Incredibly.
Alright, I need you guys to figure out this puzzle. for me. I'm going to deal with this guy.
Do these pieces like move and turn?
They don't. Everything here appears to be fixed. Although, like somebody has done here, there are slots where it appears that they can be connected by these little washers, and that's kind of the intent. It seems like it will carry power from this central node outwards.
Oh, okay. Then we want to get into these, I'm assuming.
Yeah. So, while they're doing that, I'm just gonna shoot this demon to death.
Excellent. Tell me about that. Do you just do you drop the wall? Do you just keep shooting at the holes that it keeps popping out of?
Hell no. I fire bullets through the holes that it's coming through with my rifle that can do that.
Excellent.
And I just like fire, reload, fire, like bolt action rifle. Just...
Alright, let me go take a look at Wallace Tone real quick. And what special thing does your gun have that lets it shoot through walls and stuff?
I can make seeking attacks that ignore cover and line of sight as long as there is a clear path, no longer than the weapon's normal range.
Oh, god damn it, you're right.
This path can curve, twist, bounce off surfaces, and squeeze through openings as small as 1 inch wide.
God damn
beautiful.
it.
And magically perform any number of aerial acrobatics in order to reach its target, suffering very little loss of kinetic energy along the way.
It just gets better the more you read it.
It does.
It does.
It was written for this
It's
scenario.
like perfectly designed to be fired through these fucking termite holes.
While he's doing
Nomad
that,
just.
what are these?
Yeah, what are they?
I assume those are the power nodes that we need to light up.
Yeah, it seems like those would be kind of the receiving end of the magical power.
Does it look like we need more rings then? Because
Yeah.
there are clearly not enough for every single one to have one of these rings.
Yeah.
Oh, you want rings?
Oh god.
Does it have the rings?
Is that what you
Oh, you want rings? Bang!
yeah, go give me like 3 or 4 shots.
Is this gonna be like Magic Brian? Where it's just like, oh, no!
God damn it. Okay. What does he have? Does he need to...
So, importantly, I do need to make intelligence checks to make sure that all is...
Okay, sure.
Ah, you do calculations.
Oh, he's gonna have to accelerate this. I don't want to...
You get a D4 per turn.
Don't forget your D4.
Yeah, all 3 hit.
Okay. Boy, I think after that he's gonna go full hostile. Hang on, let me see.
It's just like hacking in BioShock, basically.
Pretty much.
Kinda,
Except you
yeah.
can't turn them. Does it look like we need to to attach every single one?
There's no, like... So, give me a Tinker's Tools check. While I'm reading up on what this fucker can actually do about this situation.
You have the help action.
Oh, that might work.
Whatever. What do you still add your modifier to
It's
that?
6, yeah, so 39.
With a 39 Tinker's Tool, you're actually fairly certain that it could potentially be, like, weird or even dangerous to have power flow to more than one of these endpoints.
Okay.
So we just did like one
You
thing.
get the sense that there is probably one that needs to be activated, and also with a 39, it probably needs to be activated in a very specific way. This seems like it was set up not to, like, power a machine or as part of some apparatus. This seems like specifically a puzzle or a lock of some sort. This was made as a test or a puzzle, and there is like one right solution.
I'm wondering if we're missing specific
No.
information.
The answer is trace.
Yeah, but there's no T. Unless, it's just...
We only have to activate one of these, though, right?
You see, I
Yeah.
thought it would just be as simple as putting in the word "fucking trace." Here we are.
I mean,
doing fucking
it could be like A B C D E F G, and then just like over and over again lined up with the alphabet
until trace is spelled.
until like whatever T would line up to, and just all those letters.
Okay. Gale, give me a perception check.
We are doing plumbing.
Oh, thank Christ.
No.
Was anybody else watching and helping?
I was
You
with
were.
a 29.
Yeah.
Unless you mean to reroll it.
Yeah, give me a reroll, just because it's like a new specific discrete action.
Okay.
Yeah. When Gale arrived, I went to look at the pipes with Ace.
Okay, it's appropriate that you would notice. Gale is just repeatedly firing. Oh, I need to mark that damage action before I forget. Fuck me, that is so much damage.
Vasu, hi.
Oh, hi.
It's a Vasudeva.
It's me. I hope nobody's dead.
We all died, actually. We're just
Oh,
kind of doing a post-campaign wrap-up now.
Yeah, we're trying to fight out of
Shit.
heaven.
Fuck, that hurts. Okay, hang on.
It's a really great session to have just not been here, actually, based on what's happening currently. It's just a really, really uncomfortable to talk to demon hiding in the wall and trying to tickle us with its little cotton candy tendrils.
This is all true.
Sorry, what?
Every word of
Yes, you heard every word.
Is the demon's name Cotton Candy Randy?
It's worse. It's like Moppet Master. It wants us to be its Moppets.
Infernal Moppet Master.
Gale is just blasting, and there are actually like at a couple points, like you hear flesh squelching, and there's bits of this black ichor that kind of leaks out through one. Like you're sure that you're hitting it, and eventually like no, what are infernal things? Why won't you just comply? And then Gale is just too busy shooting. He doesn't hear it with an @1-2 on perception. But Nordo, you're certain that he tries to muffle it, but there's only so much he can do, and you have very keen hearing. You hear spellcasting in Infernal, and then a short time later, through one of these little holes, you see what appears to be a millipede, small and slick and jet black and shiny, crawls out from a nearby hole, and it's unusual to you because you're certain that a real centipede would be dead, and you have Speak with Beasts up, and this thing doesn't seem to be speaking beast, or complaining about the guns or the fire or anything. And it kind of like locks eyes with you, and then emerges back into its full form, and you watch as where the centipede was, this thing bursts into its normal form on the wall, and is definitely going to roll initiative. With that said, it is
And that's where we
midnight.
pick up in 3 weeks.
I was going to say that might be where we have to pick up in 3 weeks.
So sad.
No, 30 more minutes.
Now, son.
Now, son.
We have to have something to look forward to when we get back.
But I just got
I
here.
know, I'm so sorry.
Go back to your room.
No, it's okay. I wasn't expecting to play it all this week. This is
I
You
can't believe you guys just aren't going to play while you're at FriskCon, frankly.
Yeah, no, there's going to be...
It would be like everyone but Feck playing on their phones.
I guess also it would be like 4 o'clock in the morning
Yeah,
here
that's a big
instead of
difference,
just
too.
for Frisk.
So if it is just lining things up A B C D E F G with the alphabet, it should be
It's too
F D A C E, and I don't think that's it because I don't know if it would be like the beginning or the end that you line. Well, I guess this.
It's also a weird G up in her, which is strange. I guess there's an F.
Yeah.
We haven't had any music stuff, have we?
Nope.
No.
Okay.
Just
A couple of these pipes also look like letters.
Yeah, I was looking at that too. Like,
Y's, L's.
Y.
It's the E, and then there's upside down T.
Oh, well, look at you.